Chapter 625, Beaten Up the Lord of the Shadow Tower, 1, B0s and Vel. CM on Martial Arts Day, in the small forest outside the town. The owner of the Shadow Tower looked at the great sun immortal in front of him. He waved the dual blades in his hands. If you think you can defeat me with a top-grade immortal artifact, then you're too naive. 10 Shadow Guards, attack. As soon as the owner of the Shadow Tower finished speaking, 10 figures rushed out from the surrounding bushes. He attacked the great sun immortal. When Li Xiaotao saw the 10 black shadows, she felt nervous. The 10 Shadow Guards of Shadow Tower were famous in the heaven of martial arts. It was rumored that each of them was a peak golden immortal expert. Once they joined forces, they could even kill immortal kings. The great sun immortal saw the 10 black shadows charging at him. Without any hesitation, he opened the Nanming primordial fire painting in his hand. Whoosh! Terrifying flames gushed out from the Nanming Ignis portrait. Then, it formed a huge fire dragon beside the great sun immortal. Roar! As soon as the fire dragon appeared beside the great sun immortal, it let out a roar. Ah! The fire dragon was entangled with the 10 black shadows. When the black shadows touched the flames, they let out a miserable cry. Then, they fell to the ground and turned into ashes. Li Xiaotao, who was standing at the side, heaved a sigh of relief when she saw the shadow guards on the ground. She had expected the strength of the great sun immortal, but when she saw the great sun immortal make a move, his heart was still unable to calm down for a long time. As expected of a top-grade immortal artifact. If I had it, I could kill an immortal emperor. At this moment, the owner of the Shadow Tower looked at the Nanming Ignis painting in the hands of the great sun immortal. His desire for it became even more intense. Whoosh! The master of the Shadow Tower made a series of hand gestures, and the 10 shadow guards that were killed by the great sun immortal gathered again. If you think that the 10 shadow guards are so easily defeated, then you are too naive. 10,000 shadows. At this moment, the eyes of the Tower Lord of the Shadow Tower also emitted a black light. As soon as he finished speaking, the aura of the 10 shadow guards became even stronger. These aren't people. Seeing the strange change in the 10 shadow guards, the great sun immortal said slowly to the owner of the Shadow Tower. What do you think? At this moment, the Tower Master of the Shadow Tower also smiled at the great sun immortal with a devilish charm. Then, he took the lead and charged towards the great sun immortal. The owner of the Shadow Tower was so fast that the great sun immortal couldn't catch his tracks with his naked eyes. You're too slow. The Shadow Pavilion suddenly appeared beside the great sun immortal and said slowly to him. At this moment, Li Xiaotao looked at the great sun immortal and said to him, "Be careful." As soon as Li Xiaotao finished speaking, the owner of the Shadow Tower hit the back of the great sun immortal. Whoosh! The figure of the great sun immortal flew backward. What a waste of treasures. This top-grade immortal weapon fell into the hands of a trash like you. I don't know what kind of luck he has. At this moment, the owner of the Shadow Tower attacked the great sun immortal again. Bang! The owner of the Shadow Tower came to the front of Immortal Da and struck his palm, which was covered with black vital essence, at him. At this moment, a palm came from behind the great sun immortal. He clashed with the master of the Shadow Tower. Bang! The two palms collided, and a wave of air was emitted in the air. Then, the owner of the Shadow Tower also retreated. It left a long scratch on the ground. Diwu Zheng came to the side of the great sun immortal and said to him slowly, "Perfected De Yang, I'm sorry for letting you suffer a palm strike." When the great sun immortal heard Diwu Zheng's words, he also shook his head at him. It's this old man's fault for not learning well. It's okay, Taoist Big Sunday, I'll get it back for you. Then, Diwu Zheng walked towards the owner of the Shadow Tower. I see you hiding under your black clothes and doing things that can't be seen in the light every day. You should have some awareness of your profession. You should know that there are some missions that you can't take on. Some people can't be touched. As soon as he finished speaking, Di Wuzheng's figure disappeared from where he was. Arrogant. Hearing Di Wu lecturing him, the owner of the Shadow Tower shouted at him. As soon as he finished speaking, the Shadow Tower realized that Di Wuzheng had disappeared. How was this possible? Just now, Daoist De Yang couldn't see the figure of the owner of the Shadow Tower. Now it was the other way around. The owner of the Shadow Tower couldn't sense Xiao Changshan's location at all. Bang! The owner of the Shadow Tower looked around. Then, he seemed to sense something and looked up. In the sky above him, Di Wu was brandishing his sword at him. Then, his body was stomped on the ground by Di Wuzheng. This kick was taken from perfected De Yang just now. Di Wu was stepping on the floor of the Shadow Tower's Tower Master as he spoke to him slowly. Then, he brandished the sword in his hand. The clothes of the owner of the Shadow Tower fluttered in the air. The black cloth fluttered in the sky, revealing the face of the owner of the Shadow Tower. Li Xiaotao looked at the owner of the Shadow Tower, who had been subdued by Di Wuzheng and had no strength to fight back. He was also shocked. She had thought that she had no hope of defeating the owner of the Shadow Building. He didn't expect this young man to be even stronger than the old man. Under Di Wuzheng's brutal beating, the owner of the Shadow Tower let out a series of miserable cries. Impossible, how can you have such strength? The owner of the Shadow Tower was suppressed by Di Wuzheng until he could not retaliate. At this moment, she said to him in fear. Di Wuzheng did not bother with the owner of the Shadow Tower. Although fighting with others was not his forte, the owner of the Shadow Tower looked too weak. He couldn't even take a few punches from him. After a while, the owner of the Shadow Tower fell to the ground and spat out blood. He could not move at all. Miss Li, Immortal De Yang, let's go back. After taking care of the owner of the Shadow Tower, Di Wuzheng came to the front of the Great Sun Immortal and Li Xiaotao and said slowly to them. When Li Xiaotao heard Di Wuzheng's words, she nodded at him. Then, he said to Di Wuzheng, Senior, that person? You mean that person? He's too weak. He should be dead. At this moment, Di Wuzheng said indifferently. This fellow, instead of looking for him, he was courting death. Then, Di Wuzheng seemed to have thought of something and slowly said to Li Xiaotao, Oh right, you can't tell Master about today's matter. Otherwise, it would be a big deal if we disturb Master's cultivation. Master's cultivation. Hearing Di Wuzheng's words, Li Xiaotao was also stunned for a moment before she slowly said to him. Chapter 626, You go first, I'll cover the tail, 1, B0XN0VL. CM on the day of martial arts, outside the town after Li Xiaotao heard Di Wuzheng's words, she was also stunned. That's right. Master is currently tempering his heart in the mortal world. Don't reveal any true essence in front of Master. When Li Xiaotao heard Di Wuzheng's words, she understood. No wonder he didn't have any aura on him when he met him previously. It turned out that he had hidden his aura, and the difference in strength between him and himself was too great. He couldn't sense it at all. Thinking of this, Li Xiaotao also said slowly to Di Wuzheng, Senior, I know. I'll be more careful in the future. When Di Wuzheng heard Li Xiaotao's words, he also smiled at her. Miss Li, there's no need to be so reserved. Also, don't call me Senior. At this point, Di Wuzheng turned around and said to the Great Sun Immortal, Daoist Deong, Miss Li, let's go back. We're waiting for Master to cook barbecue for us. At this point, Di Wuzheng was also very excited. It was obvious that they were very envious of the meat that Xiao Changtian made. When Li Xiaotao saw Di Wuzheng and the Great Sun Immortal walking in front, she calmed down. Using Immortal King level demon beasts to roast meat. Perhaps only the few people in front of him could do it. Soon, Di Wuzheng brought Daoist Big Sun and Li Xiaotao to Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian waved at them when he saw them. Daoist Big Sun, how much did you gain? When Di Wuzheng heard Xiao Changshan's words, he immediately stepped forward. He released the Dark Moon Wolf King from his interspatial ring. Master, look at this wolf. What do you think? Xiao Changtian saw the Dark Moon Wolf King running out of Di Wuzheng's interspatial ring. Her eyes were also sizing him up. Meanwhile, the Dark Moon Wolf King broke free from Di Wuzheng's interspatial ring. He also wanted to escape from this place as soon as possible. However, before his body could move, he felt a pressure descend on his body. At this moment, in the Dark Moon Wolf King's spiritual world, a phoenix covered in flames stood in the air. Under his gaze, the Dark Moon Wolf King also felt the true essence in its body involuntarily bum. Divine Beast Phoenix. Seeing the phoenix in its mind, the Dark Moon Wolf King lost all thoughts of resisting. As one of the ancestors of all demonic beasts, the phoenix had an absolute bloodline suppression on him. It was almost impossible for him to escape from the phoenix. At this time, Xiao Changtian also came to the side of the Dark Moon Wolf King. It looks pretty good, but it's just a little too empty. Looking at the Dark Moon Wolf King lying on the ground, Xiao Changtian slowly said. Di Wuzheng nodded at Xiao Changtian. Indeed, this Dark Moon Wolf King could not be compared to the old green bull that his master had brought back last time. At this moment, Di Wuzheng said to Xiao Changtian, Master, let's roast him and eat him. Xiao Changtian heard Di Wuzheng's words and looked at the night. Well, it was time for supper. Since that was the case, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Di Wuzheng, all right then. Oh yeah. After getting Xiao Changshan's approval, Di Wuzheng also shouted excitedly. At this moment, Xiao Changtian saw the bonfire on the ground and said to the Great Sun Immortal and the others, Taoist Big Sun, I still need you to go and find some firewood. When the Great Sun Immortal heard Xiao Changshan's words, he nodded at him. At this moment, a voice slowly sounded in Xiao Changshan's ears. Senior, let me go. Hearing this voice, Xiao Changtian also looked to his side. Li Xiaotao came to his side and said slowly to him, looking at Li Xiaotao, Xiao Changtian nodded at her. Then I'll have to trouble Miss Li. Li Xiaotao heard Xiao Changshan's words and hurried into the forest. At this time, Xiao Changtian said to Li Xiaotao, Miss Li, bring the old hen with you. You can use it to escape at a critical moment. The night had already darkened. Miss Li went into the forest alone. It just so happened to be the period when those demon beasts were active. He brought the old hen with him. At the critical moment, he could even use the old hen as bait. Xiao Changtian was still very confident in the system's ability to give the animal a new level of the world. No matter what he did, he was the first to escape. Li Xiaotao nodded at Xiao Changtian. When he saw the old hen on the ground, he nodded at it. This was probably a hen brought by Senior Red Dust Heart Hinking. I didn't expect Senior to have already reached this realm. With this thought in mind, Li Xiaotao also brought the old hen and slowly walked into the forest. After Li Xiaotao and the others entered the forest, Xiao Changtian and Di Wu were also dealing with the Dark Moon Wolf King. At the same time, in the forest, a few black shadows landed beside the owner of the Shadow Tower. Tower Lord. Seeing the half-dead Lord of the Shadow Tower on the ground, the few black figures said sadly. Big brother, what should we do now? Didn't the OP say that he could come in and deal with Li Xiaotao himself? At this moment, a black figure slowly said to the figure in the center. Tower Lord is here to avenge our brothers. I don't think he ran for long. Brothers, let's chase. As soon as he finished speaking, the black shadows scattered in all directions. They were all disciples of the Shadow Tower and were extremely loyal to the Tower Lord. The owner of the Shadow Tower only had one characteristic when it came to accepting disciples, which was that he only accepted orphans. Through continuous training, the owner of the Shadow Tower had also trained a group of well-trained disciples. Meanwhile, Li Xiaotao carried a pile of dry firewood to the old hen. Let's go. If someone had asked her to come here to collect firewood, she might have felt very dissatisfied. But now, she didn't feel dissatisfied at all. On the contrary, he felt very fortunate. After all, not everyone was qualified to collect firewood for an expert like Xiao Changtian. At this moment, a voice sounded behind her. It's Li Xiaotao. Quick, catch him. Li Xiaotao also looked behind her. Behind him, a few black shadows were attacking him. The clothes they were wearing were the exclusive clothes of Shadow Tower. When Li Xiaotao saw them, she also felt that something was wrong. She was all alone now. Oh, no, it was still a hen. Looking at the old hen in her arms, Li Xiaotao also said to him, "You go first, the mine will cover the rear." Chapter 627, Miss Li's behavior is so different. Could it be B0xN0VL? CM that she's too embarrassed to ask if she wants to eat. _L on Martial Arts Day, in the small forest outside the town. After Li Xiaotao placed the old hen in her arms on the ground, she also charged at the black shadow in front of her. Although this was just an ordinary hen, it was also a hen that Senior had refined his heart with. He could not allow any problems to occur in his hands. Li Xiaotao, did you conspire with others to murder the building lord? Tell me, who is it? We can even leave your corpse intact. Li Xiaotao ignored them. He held his sword and clashed with them. Although her strength was similar to the disciples of the House of Shadows. However, the other party had a large number of people, and he was not their match. At this time, she could only hope that the old hen could inform Xiao Changtian and the others. With this thought in mind, Li Xiaotao also looked in the direction of the old hen. The old hen was still standing there looking at him. Seeing that the old hen hadn't left, Li Xiaotao was also a little anxious. She slowly said to him, "Hurry up and leave. I can't hold on much longer." Ha, Li Xiaotao, you still have the mood to care about an old hen at a time like this. A black shadow that was entangled with Li Xiaotao said slowly to Li Xiaotao. Then, he gestured to the black shadow beside him. Understood, big brother. The black shadow next to him received instructions to attack the old hen. Li Xiaotao saw the black shadow attacking the old hen. She also wanted to go over and help, but she was tightly held back by the person in front of her. He couldn't get away at all. Oh no, he had forgotten that the old hen in the world of mortals had no spiritual intelligence. He didn't understand his words at all. Otherwise, why would he stand there without moving? Thinking of this, Li Xiaotao was also a little disappointed in herself. Senior had given him such a simple task, but he had not done it well. At this moment, the black shadow that was close to the old hen also slowly shouted at the old hen, "Brothers, let's use this old hen together with Li Xiaotao to pay tribute to the building lord." As soon as he finished speaking, a few shadows also held large knives and slashed at the old hen. However, the broadsword did not land on the old hen. The black shadow and the others also felt their bodies heat up. Then, the true essence in his body unconsciously burned. Ah! Miserable screams rang out in the air. Then, a few black shadows rolled on the ground. However, no matter what they did not extinguish the flames on their bodies. In the end, amidst a series of miserable cries, the black shadow also directly turned into ashes. When Li Xiaotao and the black shadow brother who was wrapped around her saw this scene, they were also stunned on the spot. What was going on? At this moment, the old hen also slowly walked towards Li Xiaotao. Ah! The black shadow beside Li Xiaotao had yet to react. It let out a miserable cry and directly turned into ashes on the spot. Then, the old hen walked in front of Li Xiaotao and said slowly to him, "Let's go." Hearing the old hen's words, Li Xiaotao slowly reacted. It turned out that none of the people around Senior were ordinary. He was really a blockhead. Why did I think that the old hen beside you is an ordinary mortal hen? He wondered if Senior Phoenix would know what he was thinking. With this in mind, Li Xiaotao picked up the firewood on the ground and carefully followed behind the old hen. He thought of what Xiao Changtian had said to him before he left. Li Xiaotao's cheeks were burning. When he went to move the firewood, Senior had asked him to bring the old hen. It was obvious that he had foreseen that he would meet with danger. He wanted his divine beast to help him. He had naively thought that Senior was only asking him to bring an ordinary hen. Xiao Changtian and Di Wuzheng were sitting by the bonfire when they saw Li Xiaotao coming back with the hen. Xiao Changtian said to her slowly, "Miss Li, you came back at the right time." Then, Xiao Changtian slowly took the firewood from Li Xiaotao. "Senior, let me do it," Li Xiaotao said to him when she saw that he wanted to help her move the firewood. Xiao Changtian nodded at Li Xiaotao. Looking at Li Xiaotao, Changtian felt that she and Immortal Daong had been acting weird ever since they came back. He couldn't tell what it was exactly. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian saw Li Xiaotao also put firewood under the stone pot. "Forget it, let's cook first." With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian slowly said to the hellfire beside him, "Hellfire, it'll be depending on you next." The hellfire nodded at Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian sat at the side. Sure enough, he felt much more relaxed with a good chef. In the past, when he went out, he would help them cook. Now, he had hellfire, this cheap chef. Not only did he not need to pay, but he also cooked well. It was really comfortable. After Li Xiaotao heard Xiao Changshan's words, she didn't hold the firewood properly. The firewood fell on the side of the head. Hellfire? Why did this name sound so familiar? Li Xiaotao looked at the hellfire in front of her and seemed to have thought of something. When he was with them previously, I thought they were all mortals, but they didn't care. He did not expect the famous hellfire of the Saint Spirit Sky to be by his side. Some time ago, he even heard that hellfire had become a chef for someone else. He thought that it was groundless. After all, who in the world could make immortal fire cook for him? He didn't expect it to be true, and he even saw it with his own eyes today. At this time, Xiao Changtian came to Li Xiaotao's side and said slowly, "Miss Li, are you all right?" One Xiao Changshan's words interrupted Li Xiaotao's thoughts. The person standing in front of him now was very likely to be a legendary creation immortal. She wondered why he came to the heaven of martial arts. Looking at Xiao Changtian, Li Xiaotao was a little nervous. "No, Senior, it's nothing." Hearing Li Xiaotao's words, Xiao Changtian nodded at her. Then, he saw the wolf leg that was already cooked on the grill on the other side. Xiao Changtian also walked over and tore off a small piece of meat. He said to Li Xiaotao, "Miss Li, this meat is already cooked. Try it." This Miss Li's behavior was so different. Could it be that she was too embarrassed to ask if she wanted to eat? After all, he had heard in his previous life that many girls were foodies. Yes, that must be the case. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also confirmed his own thoughts. When Li Xiaotao saw the meat that Xiao Changtian handed to her, she said to Xiao Changtian in embarrassment, "Senior, is this okay?" Chapter 628:1 Don't know who spoiled him. This is the B0xN0VL. CM Problem 1. On Martial Arts Day, in the small forest outside the town. Xiao Changtian nodded at Li Xiaotao. "Of course, why not? Miss Li, take it. This barbecue is very delicious." Xiao Changtian seemed to have thought of something. He took out a few bottles of seasoning from his pocket and sprinkled them on the roasted meat. "Miss Li, this way will taste better." Miss Li saw the piece of meat Xiao Changtian handed over and slowly took it from his hand. "Thank you, Senior." Seeing Li Xiaotao's shy expression, Xiao Changtian confirmed his previous thoughts. This Miss Li must have been too embarrassed to say it before. It must be like this. Diwu saw Xiao Changtian pass the roasted meat to Li Xiaotao first. He muttered in his heart, Don't tell me master has really taken a fancy to this woman. As Li Xiaotao slowly put the meat into her mouth, she felt a pure energy flowing through her body. This demon beast meat actually had such a great effect. With this thought in mind, Li Xiaotao quickly suppressed the restless energy in her body. This pure energy made Li Xiaotao feel that her cultivation was about to break through. At this moment, the old hen sensed the changes in Li Xiaotao's body and quickly sent a voice transmission to him. Don't break through in front of master and disturb his cultivation. You won't be able to bear the consequences. After receiving the message from the old hen, Li Xiaotao quickly said to Xiao Changtian, Senior, that one? Seeing Li Xiaotao's flushed face, Xiao Changtian said to her, Miss Li, what's wrong? Li Xiaotao looked at Xiao Changtian and stammered. Noticing Daiwa's gesture, he said to Xiao Changtian, Senior, I need to relieve myself. Xiao Changtian nodded at Li Xiaotao. All right. It turned out that Miss Li wanted to relieve herself and was shy. After Li Xiaotao finished speaking, she walked directly to the bushes beside her. After entering the grass, Li Xiaotao immediately sat cross-legged. Then, he immediately digested the pure energy in his body. Whoosh! Li Xiaotao slowly exhaled. Then, he saw dark clouds gathering above him. Boom! 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 Was this the lightning tribulation for him to break through to the imperial immortal realm? Li Xiaotao's expression changed when she saw the lightning tribulation in the air. It wasn't that he hadn't seen others transcend tribulation. This was his lightning tribulation. Why did it look like it was much more powerful than others? With his talent, it was simply impossible to reach this level. Could it be that the demon beast meat that Senior just gave him had the effect of changing his physique? Li Xiaotao's expression turned solemn as she thought about this. Gathering the true essence in his hand, he struck out at the black cloud above him. However, when the palm wind entered the dark clouds, it did not cause any effect. Instead, it seemed to have angered the lightning tribulation. Boom! 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 The lightning tribulation in the sky seemed to have become even more furious. Dark clouds covered the sky, and it was about to attack Li Xiaotao below. At this moment, Xiao Changtian looked at the dark clouds in front of him and said slowly, What's the meaning of this weather? Why did it change so suddenly? These dark clouds were obviously a sign that it was going to rain. He was still camping outside. The rain had ruined everyone's mood. At the same time, Li Xiaotao looked at the dark clouds above her, and her expression became even more fearful. If this heavenly lightning fell, would he still be able to survive? As she thought about this, Li Xiaotao also looked in Xiao Changshan's direction. After Xiao Changshan's words, the hen also looked up into the sky. How dare you disturb master with such a small lightning tribulation? Whoosh! Inadvertently, the old hen spat out a tiny flame from its mouth and flew towards the lightning tribulation in the air. The thunderbolt in the air seemed to be very afraid of the old hen's flame. Before the old hen's flame could arrive, the dark clouds in the sky quickly dispersed in all directions. At this moment, Li Xiaotao was preparing to deal with the lightning tribulation. Seeing the lightning tribulation in the sky disappear, he slowly heaved a sigh of relief in his heart. He originally thought that Senior was already powerful enough. He didn't expect Senior to be stronger than he had imagined. Senior's strength in dealing with the lightning tribulation should even make the heavenly powers fear him. Senior, what kind of expert is he? At this moment, Li Xiaotao looked at Xiao Changshan's position, and a strange light flashed in his eyes. At this time, the great sun immortal also said to Xiao Changtian slowly, Senior, I also have something to do. On the island, there were all kinds of immortal artifacts. The lightning tribulation did not stop above the island. When the great sun immortal broke through, he did not see the lightning tribulation at all. However, when he arrived at the heaven of martial arts, he felt that his thunder tribulation was gathering. At this time, he could not disturb Senior. With this thought in mind, the great sun immortal said slowly to himself. Soon, the great sun immortal also arrived in the bushes. When Xiao Changtian saw Taoist Master De Yang leave, he also looked at the roasted meat on the grill. What was going on? Why did Miss Li and immortal De Yang go out to relieve themselves? Was there something wrong with the meat? However, he didn't feel anything abnormal. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian picked up another piece of lean meat and put it into his mouth. It was tender and moist, delicious and juicy. It didn't seem like there was a problem. At this moment, another clap of thunder sounded. Boom! 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 Hearing the thunder, Xiao Changtian frowned. Heavens, is it over? It looked like the weather had cleared up just now. Why was there thunder again? As Xiao Changshan's voice fell, the old hen hurriedly looked up into the sky. This time, the black clouds dispersed before the hen could release her flames. Xiao Changtian muttered as he watched the dark clouds in the sky disperse. God, I don't know who spoiled this. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian sat beside the bonfire and continued to eat the Dark Moon Wolf King's meat. At the same time, Taoist De Yang, who was in the grass, saw his lightning tribulation disappear. He heaved a sigh of relief in his heart. As a person who had never undergone a lightning tribulation, if he really had to fight against the lightning tribulation he would be able to escape. He really didn't know what to do. With this thought in mind, Taoist Big Sun also looked gratefully at the old hen. Then, Taoist Big Sun and Li Xiaotao slowly walked out of the grass. Chapter 629, Heavenly Sword Villa, 1, B0XN0VL. CM on Martial Dao Day, in the city. At this moment, above the glorious palace, a few elders sat on the chairs above them, and a woman in red sat on the seat below them. At this moment, the red-clothed woman slowly said to the few elders above, Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, since you're interested in a marriage alliance with our Pill Pavilion, I'm sure you'll agree. There has to be something to express. Otherwise, I can't say anything to Grandpa. After a battle in the town of Martial Dao Heaven, the two of them were finally able to escape. As expected, the Heavenly Sword Villa was valued by the Elixir Pavilion. Seeing that the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord did not respond, the red-robed woman continued, It is said that your family's young master has a marriage alliance with Li Xiaotao of the Li family. What should we do? Hearing the red-clothed woman mention this sensitive topic, Heavenly Sword Manor Master also stood up. With a smile on his face, he came in front of the woman in red. Hongyi, I admire the pavilion master of the Pill Soul Sky. And you might not know this, but a few days ago, that kid of mine went to break off the engagement. And we can get rid of Li Xiaotao very soon. The red-robed woman covered her mouth and chuckled when she heard Heavenly Sword Manor Master's words. As expected of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord. I believe that when this news reaches Grandfather will definitely be very satisfied. However, Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, this is a form of damage to my reputation. So, what do you think of the condition that Grandfather proposed? Seeing that the red-robed woman didn't turn hostile, Heavenly Sword Manor Master was also delighted. For cultivators, being able to form a partnership with a pill pavilion that mainly focused on pill concocting. After that, the family's wealth and resources would increase by many times. The attitude of the woman in red made them feel ecstatic. Then, Heavenly Sword Manor Master slowly said to the red-clothed woman, Hongyi, don't worry. I know you're filial. It'll help you deal with your grandfather's enemy. At this moment, Heavenly Sword Manor Master waved his hand and a few figures walked in from outside. Hongyi, these are the most outstanding swordsmen of our Heavenly Sword Villa. Their cultivation bases are all at the Immortal King realm. But if they really want to cooperate, even an immortal emperor might not be their match. He pointed at Swordsman and introduced him to the woman in red. Then, Heavenly Sword Manor Master said to them, the few of you, go and destroy this lower realm for me. This can be considered my first betrothal gift to the Pill Pavilion. As soon as the Heavenly Sword Manor Master finished speaking, the swordsman bowed to him. Then, he disappeared from the hall. Hungyi, I hope you will like this first betrothal gift. The red-robed woman smiled at him when she heard his words. How could Hungyi not like the betrothal gift given by Uncle Tianjian? Then Red Shirt will be leaving first. The Heavenly Sword Manor Master laughed at the woman in red. Then I'll send you off. After sending off the red-clothed lady, Heavenly Sword Manor Master turned to an elder beside him and said, "How's the matter with the Li family going?" Hearing the words of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, the elders beside him hesitated. "Manor Lord, we've encountered some trouble. It's said that Li Xiaotao seems to be protected by a strong expert. The Shadow Tower has been destroyed." Pa! A loud slap slowly sounded in the air. "You can't even do this kind of thing well. You're really trash." The Heavenly Sword Manor Master looked at the elder beside him and said angrily, "It's fine if my good-for-nothing son is like that, but you guys are also good-looking but useless." Then, he slowly said to the elder, "Who else can we use in the village now?" The elder hurriedly got up when he heard the furious voice of the Heavenly Sword Manor Master. "Manor Lord, you just sent those swordsmen away." At this moment, the elder spoke with a hint of helplessness. A small lower realm actually needed so many immortal kings to take action. Hearing this elder, Heavenly Sword Manor Master kicked him again. Bang! After being kicked by Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, this elder immediately did a backflip. "You're really trash." After cursing at the elder, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master slowly said to the elder, "Pass on my order. Send Li Xiaotao's family to the sword jail. I wonder if Li Xiaotao will come to save his parents after she gets the news." Hearing the words of the Heavenly Sword Manor Master, the elder immediately walked out submissively. Watching the elder leave, Heavenly Sword Manor Master waved his hand. The stone table beside him exploded. He had just told the woman in red that he had settled the Li family's matter. If news of this spread to the Pill Pavilion and the marriage alliance failed, the development of the family would be delayed for many years. At the same time, the red-robed woman gave him a deep look after leaving the mansion of Heavenly Sword Manor Master. When she was in Treasure Pill Sky, the red-robed woman also saw the soul jade pendant of Pill's soul sky shatter. He knew that the Pill's soul heaven had met with misfortune in the divine realm. Therefore, she wanted to borrow the fact that the death of the Pill's soul sky had not been confirmed. He had to borrow the power of martial Dao heaven to take revenge on Xiao Changtian. Clenching her fingers tightly, the red-clothed lady slowly exhaled. The current situation was not bad. He was one step closer to his goal. At the same time, in the forest outside martial arts heaven, the elder of the Heavenly Sword Villa slowly appeared in the air with a letter in his hand. He threw it at the forest below. Whoosh! The letter tore through the sky and quickly landed in the forest below. At this time, he was about to bring the Great Sun Immortal and the others into the city to see Xiao Changtian when he saw the letter falling from the sky. He was also stunned for a moment before he looked up into the sky. There were no birds flying by, so why would an envelope fall? Li Xiaotao, who was standing behind Xiao Changtian, saw the bow on the envelope and quickly said to Xiao Changtian, "Senior, that letter should be for me." Xiao Changtian heard Li Xiaotao's words and slowly handed the envelope in his hand to Li Xiaotao. So it was for Li Xiaotao. He was wondering why a letter would fall from the sky for no reason. The method of sending letters in the cultivation world was really special. They actually used this method of airborne delivery. Li Xiaotao looked at the envelope in her hand and quickly opened it. The reason why she was so sure that this letter was for him was because she was a little worried about him. It was because the bow attached to the letter was the one his mother had always worn. Looking at the contents of the envelope, Li Xiaotao's eyes turned red. Chapter 630, Entering the Sword Jail, 1, B0XN0VL. CM on Martial Arts Day, in the small forest outside the town. Xiao Changtian looked at Li Xiaotao and said slowly, "Miss Li, what's wrong?" Miss Li had received a letter. Why did she look so haggard? Did something happen at home? Thinking of this, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Li Xiaotao, Miss Li, did something happen at home? Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Li Xiaotao also started crying. She said to Xiao Changtian slowly, Senior, our parents have been captured and thrown into the sword jail. At this point, Li Xiaotao's tears could not help but fall. Others might not know about this sword jail, but he knew it very well. That was the place where the Heavenly Sword Villa imprisoned all kinds of demons. Ever since the Heavenly Sword Villa was established, the people imprisoned inside were all ferocious creatures. His parents were locked up in there, and he was afraid that they would be doomed. He thought that after he left home, the Heavenly Sword Manor would not do anything to his family. She had to blame herself for accepting a love that did not belong to her. Li Xiaotao suddenly became desperate. To her, the Heavenly Sword Villa was synonymous with invincibility. Heavenly Sword Villa, Immortal Emperor Expert, one of the few giants of the heaven of martial arts. She had to look up to these names. With this thought in mind, Li Xiaotao also squatted on the ground. Xiao Changtian saw that Li Xiaotao had suddenly become so pessimistic. He also walked to her side and slowly said to her, Miss Li, I think there should be a way to resolve this. Is the sword jail very strong? He really didn't know anything about immortal cultivators. But thinking about it, it was a waste of time to ask. Even a cultivator like Miss Li found it so troublesome. What could a mortal like him do? Fortunately, the Great Sun Immortal was here. If she asked the Great Sun Immortal, she might be able to provide some help to Miss Li. Li Xiaotao's eyes lit up when she heard Xiao Changshan's words. That's right, Senior is right. Is the sword jail very strong? With Senior's strength, it's impossible for the sword jail to trap him. Thinking of this, Li Xiaotao seemed to see a new hope. She stood up and grabbed Xiao Changshan's arm. Senior, I'm not strong at all. I'll have to trouble you to make a move. Xiao Changtian scratched the back of his head when he saw how excited Li Xiaotao was. He said to her slowly, Miss Li, don't worry. The immortal De Yang will help you. At this moment, Xiao Changtian turned to look at the Great Sun Immortal and said slowly, Don't you think so, Taoist Big Sun? At this time, he had to seek the opinion of the Great Sun Immortal. If Taoist Big Sun couldn't solve this, wouldn't he be giving him unrealistic expectations for nothing? When the Great Sun Immortal heard Xiao Changshan's words, he immediately understood. Senior, where do you want to go? There's nowhere you can't go. He was just a small martial heaven. With this thought in mind, the Great Sun Immortal also said slowly to Li Xiaotao, Miss Li, don't worry. It's just a small heaven of martial Dao. Li Xiaotao nodded gratefully at him. Xiao Changtian sighed in his heart after hearing the words of the Great Sun Immortal. As expected of the Great Sun Immortal. He was just a small heaven of martial Dao. When could he be so domineering? Thinking of this, Xiao Changtian patted his chest. Miss Li, don't worry. Well, take care of everything. When Li Xiaotao heard Xiao Changshan's words, she also hugged him. Senior, thank you. When Xiao Changtian heard Li Xiaotao's words, his face turned red. Miss Li, in the end, I'm also a hot-blooded virgin. If you hug her like this, it's very easy for something to happen. At this moment, Xiao Changtian patted Li Xiaotao's back. Miss Li. Hearing Xiao Changshan's call, Li Xiaotao realized something and quickly let go of Xiao Changtian. Sensing the awkward atmosphere, Xiao Changtian slowly said to everyone, in that case, let's go to the sword jail first. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, everyone nodded at him. Li Xiaotao looked at Xiao Changshan's figure in front of her and felt uneasy. What did I do just now? I actually hugged Senior. However, Senior's chest seems to have a sense of security. With this thought in mind, Li Xiaotao quickly followed Xiao Changtian and the others. At the same time, when Xiao Changtian entered the martial arts heaven city, In the large hall of the Heavenly Sword Villa, that elder slowly walked to the side of the Heavenly Sword Villa's villa lord. Manor Lord, that Li Xiaotao has entered the city, but there are a few more people around him. How many people? What cultivation base? The Heavenly Sword Manor Lord frowned when he heard the elder's words. He slowly spoke to the elder beside him. The elder hurriedly replied. This subordinate has checked. Those people don't seem to have any aura. They look like mortals from the lower realm. When the Heavenly Sword Manor Master heard the elder's words, he slowly said to her, mortals? Could it be that he knew that he was going to die and was desperate to seek help? At this moment, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master sneered. Then, he slowly said to the elder beside him, keep an eye on them. I don't want any accidents to happen. It doesn't matter how many people come, but you must ensure that they all enter the sword jail. The elder nodded at the Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Then, he flew out. At the same time, after Xiao Changtian and the others entered the city, it was as if they had been arranged. The journey was smooth and they soon arrived in front of the sword jail. Li Xiaotao's expression turned solemn when she saw the gloomy mountain in front of her and the sword sheet coming at her. The sword jail was indeed a place that had imprisoned demons since ancient times. Looking at the shape of the mountain, Xiao Changtian was also amazed by the marvelous work of nature. The shape of this mountain was actually similar to a sword. On the bamboo basket behind Xiao Changtian, there was a faint flame on the hen. In an instant, the pressure from the sword jail was completely dispersed. Soon, Xiao Changtian and his group arrived at the entrance of the sword jail. Looking at the pitch-black cave in front of him, Xiao Changtian said to the great sun immortal beside him, Perfected De Yang, shall we go in? When the great sun immortal heard Xiao Changshan's words, he nodded and walked in first. Seeing the great sun immortal enter, Xiao Changtian hurriedly said to everyone, Everyone, follow the footsteps of the grand sun immortal. Chapter 631, Still Quibbling, 1, B0xN0VL. CM Martial Arts Day, Sword Prison. The elders of the Heavenly Sword Villa saw Xiao Changtian and the others walking into the sword jail. He clapped his hands and flew out. Li Xiaotao finally went in. At the same time, in the sword jail, Xiao Changtian looked at the pitch-black space and took out a torch from his interspatial ring. After lighting up the torch in his hand, he was shocked. Xiao Changtian also saw the signs of the surroundings clearly. There were white bones and some wild beast corpses around. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also covered his nose. Those who knew this place were imprisoned in sword jail. Those who didn't know would think that they were a graveyard. These were all white bones. Were they used to scare people? If it was true, the methods of this cultivator were a little low-end. On the bamboo basket behind Xiao Changtian, the old hen was also maintaining a faint flame. Li Xiaotao looked at the white bones inside, her face pale. His parents were imprisoned here. Could they really survive? As if he knew what Li Xiaotao was thinking, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Li Xiaotao, Miss Li, it's nothing. Your family should be fine. This place looked a little scary. However, in terms of danger, he had not seen a single wild beast after coming in for so long. As long as he wasn't afraid, this place was useless. Li Xiaotao nodded at Xiao Changtian. At the same time, the great sun immortal said to Xiao Changtian slowly, Senior, look ahead. There seems to be someone. Li Xiaotao and Xiao Changtian heard the words of the great sun immortal and hurried over. At this moment, in a corner of the sword jail, two white-robed elders were snuggling together. Father, Mother. When Li Xiaotao saw these two figures, she quickly walked over. Xiao Changtian, who was at the side, saw this and quickly followed. Seeing the two old men in the corner, Xiao Changtian quickly took out some roasted meat from his pocket. These two old men seemed to be trapped inside. There should be no problem eating some food now. The two old men saw Li Xiaotao who had come to them. He quickly said to her slowly, Xiao Tao, what are you doing here? Did they capture you? Tianjian, that old thing, when I have the chance to get out, I will definitely destroy him. As he said this, the old man coughed a few times. At this moment, Li Xiaotao saw Xiao Changtian handing over the roasted meat. She hurriedly handed them to her parents. Father, mother, this is a senior I just met. I wasn't captured by the Heavenly Sword Villa. I'm here to save you. Hearing Li Xiaotao's words, the two elders were obviously stunned. Then, he looked at Xiao Changtian with a trace of suspicion. When Li Xiaotao saw that her parents still did not believe her, she was also a little anxious. Father, mother, what are you doing? Don't you believe me? Hearing Li Xiaotao's words, the two elders ate the Dark Moon Wolf King's flesh. As the roasted meat entered their stomachs, the injuries they had suffered over the past few days recovered. Then, the Great Sun Immortal said to Xiao Changtian slowly, Senior, there seems to be no exit ahead. Xiao Changtian heard the words of the Big Sun and quickly walked over to take a look. After all, Miss Li had just met her family, so she had to give them some personal space. Soon, Xiao Changtian came to the side of the Great Sun Immortal and looked at the wall in front of him. He also frowned. Why did this wall look a little strange? At the same time, in the Heavenly Sword Villa, the Heavenly Sword Villa sat on a chair and listened to the report of the elder beside them. You're saying that they've been in there for some time? According to Li Xiaotao's cultivation, she can't withstand the corrosion of the sword qi inside now. Those two old fellows should be heading west as well. As he said this, Heavenly Sword Manor Master also stood up. Let's go. Let's go and take a look. This Heavenly Sword Manor Master was very confident in his sword jail. No matter how strong-willed the enemies captured by the Heavenly Sword Villa were, they would not be able to escape. As long as he was thrown into the sword jail to be polished for a period of time, they would obediently submit to them. If they didn't submit during this exhausting process, only death awaited them. And what made the Heavenly Sword Villa the most confident was that this sword jail led directly to their palace. And the palace of the Heavenly Sword Villa had an array that he had personally strengthened. Therefore, once one entered the sword jail, it was impossible to escape from another place. Soon, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master arrived in front of the sword jail. He led the elders of the Heavenly Sword Villa in and felt a little happy. It was as if he could already see the day when the Heavenly Sword Villa and the Pill Pavilion would form an alliance. He was only one step away from reviving the clan. After entering the sword jail, Tianjian waved his hand. Whoosh! As the Heavenly Sword Manor Master circulated his cultivation technique, the surrounding sword qi did not cause any corrosion to him. Then, the eyes of the Heavenly Sword Manor Master turned silver-white. Whoosh! After sweeping his gaze around the sword jail, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master also grabbed the collar of an elder. Where's everyone? Why isn't there anyone? Didn't you say that they all came in? The elder's collar was grabbed by the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord and he slowly said to him, Manor Lord, I saw them come in with my own eyes. You still want to quibble? You don't even know that you've been tricked. With this thought in mind, Heavenly Sword Manor Master also threw Elder Tianjian to the side. Stay here and reflect on yourself. Manor Lord, don't. Elder Tianjian slowly said to Tianjian Manor Master, who wanted to keep him here. If he were to stay here and accept the corrosion of the sword qi, he would be able to escape. Although he would not die as a member of the Heavenly Sword Manor, his cultivation would slowly be exhausted. The Heavenly Sword Manor Master ignored him and walked out. Whoosh! After the Heavenly Sword Manor Master left, the elder's miserable shriek echoed in the sword jail. At the same time, in the Heavenly Sword Villa. Boom! 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 With a loud bang, the wall behind the Heavenly Sword Villa's palace collapsed. Finally, it's out. The wall collapsed, revealing Xiao Changtian and the others behind him. Outside the Heavenly Sword Villa, the disciples of the Heavenly Sword Villa who were practicing their swordsmanship felt the tremors in the main hall. They looked at each other, not knowing what had happened. Chapter 632, Palace Secret Room, 1, B0XN0VL. CM Heaven of Martial Arts, Heavenly Sword Villa. The disciples of the Heavenly Sword Villa looked at the direction of the main hall with a surprised expression. This main hall was where the Manor Lord usually rested. Could it be that the Manor Lord did something strange inside? Although he was curious about what happened in the main hall, he didn't have the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord's orders. They didn't dare to go in either. At the same time, in the main hall, Xiao Changtian was looking at the magnificent palace in front of him. Could this be a checkpoint set up by the immortal cultivators? After passing through the black hole, he would receive these rewards. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian said to everyone, take a look. Take whatever you like. Li Xiaotao nodded at Xiao Changtian. This was also her first time visiting the main hall of the Heavenly Sword Manor. She had thought of many scenarios when she came to this place. However, he did not expect to enter in this way. Only an expert like Senior would not put the Heavenly Sword Villa in his eyes. While strolling in the main hall, Xiao Changtian muttered, such a huge palace, why isn't there a single cultivation method or spirit skill? What was wrong with this immortal cultivator? Why didn't he leave a few cultivation techniques in the entire palace? At this moment, the great Sun Immortal, who was in a coma of the palace, said to Xiao Changtian slowly, Senior, look over here. There's a secret door. Hearing that there was a hidden door, Xiao Changtian hurried over. He saw Diwu turning a vase in the palace. Then, the wall in front of the great Sun Immortal turned. Master, how is it? Di Wuzheng smiled at Xiao Changtian after finding the way to open the secret door. He was like a child who wanted a reward for completing a mission. Looking at Di Wuzheng, Xiao Changtian patted his shoulder. Let's go in and take a look. Then, Xiao Changtian brought Di Wuzheng and the others into the secret chamber. There was a long corridor in the secret room, and candles lit up the entire corridor. Whoosh! Li Xiaotao followed behind Xiao Changtian and the others. For some reason, she felt that this place was eerie. Miss Li, are you alright? At this moment, Xiao Changtian saw Li Xiaotao's expression and asked her with concern. As Xiao Changtian greeted her, Li Xiaotao felt the cold air around her dissipate. Thank you, Senior. Senior's strength was indeed not something he could imagine. After passing through the corridor, Xiao Changtian and the others also saw coffins left in the secret chamber. Diwu saw the coffins in the secret chamber and walked to one of them. He slowly pushed away the wooden planks on the coffin. Wow! Opening the wooden board, Diwu said loudly. He thought that there was some treasure left inside. He didn't expect to see a living person inside. At this moment, Xiao Changtian also came to Di Wuzheng's side. When he saw the person in the coffin, he was shocked. After this person died and was placed in the coffin, he should have turned into a skeleton. But why did the person in the coffin look like someone who was sleeping soundly? As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian also suspected that he had come to an incredible place. Then, he looked in the direction of the great Sun Immortal. He knew nothing about the immortal cultivation world, so he should rely on the immortal Big Sun at this time. At this moment, the great Sun Immortal also slowly opened the other coffins. There was no exception in those coffins. There was a living person lying in them. Taoist Big Sun, what's going on? At this moment, Xiao Changtian said to the great Sun Immortal slowly. The great Sun Immortal shook his head when he heard Xiao Changshan's words. Then, the entire secret chamber shook violently. Whoosh! Each coffin was emitting a huge light. Seeing this, Xiao Changtian quickly pulled Di Wuzheng and the others back. Could this be a zombie? Seeing the change in front of him, Xiao Changtian also saw a few coffins moving. In the end, the figures in each coffin stood up. My junior, why did you wake us up? Hearing this dignified voice, Xiao Changtian also hugged the old hen in his arms tightly. As a mortal who had been in the cultivation world for so long, there was nothing he could do. This was the first time he had seen such a change. It was impossible for him not to be nervous. These figures that stood up from the coffins all had one characteristic. Each of them had a huge sword on their back. His clothes were all white robes with sword patterns. These people were the previous masters of the Heavenly Sword Villa. It was also through a special method to seal his consciousness. He had stayed in the coffin so that one day, when the Heavenly Sword Manor was in trouble, he could solve the crisis for the sect. The figure on the coffin in the middle saw the old hen in Xiao Changshan's arms. He squinted his eyes and said to Xiao Changtian, I didn't expect that my Heavenly Sword Villa would have such a lucky disciple in this generation. The heavens really don't want to destroy my Heavenly Sword Villa. Don't worry, we'll send you away. After Xiao Changtian heard the words of the man in the middle, he was also a little dumbfounded. What was this guy talking about? How could there be any Heavenly Sword Villa disciples here? Xiao Changtian said to the man in the middle, Senior, are you mistaken about something? When the man in the middle heard Xiao Changshan's words, he was also stunned for a moment. Then, he smiled. That's right. At your age, it's normal that you haven't come into contact with the core of the sect. The man in the middle glanced at Xiao Changtian. He could tell that Xiao Changtian didn't have any cultivation. This was clearly a disciple that the Heavenly Sword Villa had recruited not long ago. The Heavenly Sword Villa had an ancestral rule that they could not be awakened unless it was a moment of life and death. Now that they had been awakened, it meant that the Heavenly Sword Villa had encountered a problem that could not be resolved. And the phoenix in Xiao Changshan's arms was the best capital for their Heavenly Sword Villa to rise in the future. Boom! 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 At this moment, the man in the middle also felt a wave of shaking coming from above. There's no need to say anything more. Take this storage ring. It contains the ultimate techniques of my Heavenly Sword Villa over the years. We have to send you out quickly. The man in the middle said to Xiao Changtian and the others in a serious tone when he felt the tremors coming from above. Then, the man in the middle exchanged glances with the other men. The few of them began to move together, casting a formation that covered Xiao Changtian and the others. Whoosh! A silver light covered Xiao Changtian and the others. Then, he moved Xiao Changtian and the others away from this place. Chapter 633, Heavenly Sword Villa was robbed, 1, B0XN0VL. CM Heaven of Martial Arts, Heavenly Sword Villa. The men heaved a sigh of relief when they saw Xiao Changtian and the others enter the formation. Fortunately, they did not leave behind any regrets and completed their mission. At this time, Xiao Changtian also said to them, Gentlemen, can I speak now? Actually, we don't have any disciples from the Heavenly Sword Villa. Did you guys make a mistake? Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the men were stunned. What is it? Aren't you disciples of the Heavenly Sword Manor? Xiao Changtian nodded at them. What was going on with these people? Why did they casually make connections? He was just a mortal. Could it be that he was involved in some karma? However, before Xiao Changtian could ask further, the silver light had already covered them. Xiao Changtian and the others also arrived at the town. At the same time, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master arrived at the Heavenly Sword Manor. 3. When the disciples of the Heavenly Sword Manor saw the arrival of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, they were all slightly puzzled. What was going on? Isn't the Manor Lord in the main hall? However, he did not understand what was going on. They saw the Heavenly Sword Manor Master rushing into the main hall. Damn it! A furious voice slowly sounded in the entire Heavenly Sword Villa. The disciples of the Heavenly Sword Manor standing outside the main hall hurriedly left. He was afraid that he would be the first one to suffer once the Heavenly Sword Manor Master came out. All disciples and elders of the Heavenly Sword Villa, listen up. The voice of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord echoed in the manor again. Those disciples did not dare to ask anything and immediately flew out with a whoosh. I don't need to know why, just do it. At the same time, in the town, Xiao Changtian saw that he had been transferred out of nowhere and said to the great sun immortal beside him, Perfected De Yang, there's no karma left on us, right? When the great sun immortal heard Xiao Changshan's words, he shook his head at him. Xiao Changtian heaved a sigh of relief after getting confirmation from the great sun immortal. Then, he looked at the interspatial ring that the man in the middle handed to him. This should be the opportunity he had obtained. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian slowly opened his interspatial ring and looked inside. Wow! He had made a killing this time. In the space, there were piles of cultivation techniques and spirit skills. These things were definitely the most he had seen since he came to the cultivation world. Thinking of this, Xiao Changtian said to the system in his heart, System, will these things be qualified to be placed in the sutra depository? The system received Xiao Changshan's voice transmission and responded to him. When the cultivators below heard Heavenly Sword Manor Master's words, they also wailed. 3. The timing of their selection was too bad. Coincidentally, Tianjian Manor Master came out to inspect. Sweeping his gaze across the crowd, Heavenly Sword Manor Master also grabbed the collar of a man. Do you know something with that look in your eyes? Otherwise, why would you escape? Hearing the words of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, the man revealed a terrified expression and slowly said, Lord Tianjian, I don't know. Before this cultivator could finish speaking, he was killed by Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Next, after killing a few of them, the Heavenly Sword Mountain Villa came before a man. What about you? The man looked at Heavenly Sword Manor Master and said slowly, I think I remembered something. There was a person who walked out of the city without any aura. Chapter 634. If you have the ability, stand up and fight B0xN0VL. CM 1, Martial Dao Day, Town Gate. When the Heavenly Sword Manor Master heard this cultivator's words, he slowly said to him, What did you just say? Lord Tianjian, I think I know something. I didn't really care about a mortal being here before. But now that I think about it, it's still a little strange. Why would a mortal appear in our heaven of martial arts? The Heavenly Sword Manor Master nodded at the cultivator. Then do you know where he went? Hearing the words of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, this cultivator seemed to have grasped the hope of survival. Manor Lord, I remember that way. At this moment, the cultivator pointed at a direction in the distance. The Heavenly Sword Manor Master looked at the direction the cultivator was pointing at and his expression darkened. Alright, you can die now. The sword in his hand pierced through the cultivator's abdomen. Then, his figure flashed and he walked towards the direction where Xiao Changtian had left. These few days, his Heavenly Sword Villa could be said to have been plagued with bad news. He thought that he could form an alliance with Bao Dantian, but he did not expect Li Xiaotao to be so difficult to deal with. Not only did he fail, but the ancestors in his villa were also awakened by something. In the end, he even took away all the treasures of his villa for so many years. At this moment, Heavenly Sword Manor Master felt that the heavens had played a huge joke on him. Originally, the Heavenly Sword Villa had a bright future ahead of them, but now, it seemed like they could not see the future. Li Xiaotao did not deal with it. There was no news of those swordsmen who had been destroyed in the lower realm. His ancestors were gone. Heavenly Sword Manor Master only had endless killing intent in his heart. In the forest, just like when they arrived, Hellfire drove the carriage and brought Xiao Changtian to the direction of the divine realm. At this moment, in the sky above them, the owner of the Heavenly Sword Villa slowly appeared and saw Xiao Changshan's carriage. The Heavenly Sword Manor Master also wielded his sword and swung it in the direction of the carriage. Whoosh! The sword light flew out from Heavenly Sword Manor Master's sword, bringing with it a sharp sword aura. At this moment, Hellfire, who was driving the carriage, also sensed something. He looked up into the sky and a ball of flames appeared in his hand. It turned into a flaming blade and collided with Heavenly Sword Manor Master's sword light. Bang! The saber and sword energies collided, creating a wave of air in the air. When Heavenly Sword Manor Master saw that his attack was blocked, his eyes narrowed. The attack just now should have been able to break the carriage. He did not expect it to be blocked. Then, the Heavenly Sword Villa Master flew down and slowly landed in front of the carriage. Whoosh! The Heavenly Sword Manor Master landed in front of the carriage and once again swung his sword at the carriage. Seeing Heavenly Sword Manor Master attacking again, the Hellfire didn't want to be outdone. The two balls of flames in his hands turned into two fire lotuses and collided with the sword light again. Bang! The shockwave from the collision of the two attacks also caused Hellfire to stop the carriage. Xiao Changtian, who was resting in the carriage, was also awakened. What's wrong? Xiao Changtian said slowly as he felt the carriage shaking. Seeing Xiao Changtian wake up, the immortal De Yang and Di Wuzheng smiled at him. Only a senior would not care about such a strong enemy. At this moment, Xiao Changtian slowly pulled open the curtain of the carriage. Seeing the Heavenly Sword Manor Master outside, Xiao Changtian also hurried down. Hellfire, what's going on? Why is this person holding a sword? Is he a bandit? The Heavenly Sword Manor Master looked at Xiao Changtian, who was getting off the carriage, and said slowly, "Hand over everything you have." Hearing the words of the Heavenly Sword Manor Master, Xiao Changtian confirmed his own thoughts. It seemed that this person was a mountain bandit. He was lucky that he didn't encounter them when he came, but what should come would come. At this moment, Di Wuzheng and the Great Sun Immortal came down from the carriage. "Senior, what should we do?" At this moment, the Great Sun Immortal also placed the Nanming Ignis painting in his hand. As long as Xiao Changtian gave the order, he and Di Wuzheng would definitely be able to beat the Heavenly Sword Manor Master to the ground. Xiao Changtian waved his hand at the Great Sun Immortal after hearing his words. "There's no hurry. Let's go and investigate his strength first. Di Wuzheng, go take a look. Perfected De Yang, it'll have to trouble you to coordinate from the side." At this moment, Xiao Changtian also ordered Daoist Big Sun and Di Wuzheng. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Di Wuzheng and the Great Sun Immortal nodded. Then, both of them nodded at Xiao Changtian. Looking at the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, Di Wuzheng quickly came to his side and smiled at him. Seeing Di Wuzheng's smile, Heavenly Sword Manor Master also said to him, "A mere brat dares to be so impudent." As soon as he finished speaking, Heavenly Sword Manor Master waved the sword in his hand. He swung his sword at Di Wuzheng. However, Di Wuzheng's figure flashed and he dodged the long sword in Heavenly Sword Manor Master's hand. Then, he slowly muttered, "Barehanded." As Di Wuzheng finished speaking, Heavenly Sword Manor Master felt a strange power descend on his body. Bang! The Heavenly Sword Manor Master knelt on one knee while his other hand struggled. He saw Di Wu smiling at him. Then, as expected, he knelt down in front of Di Wuzheng. His two hands caught the long sword in Di Wuzheng's hands. At this moment, Di Wuzheng said to Xiao Changtian, "Master, how should we deal with this person? This person couldn't do anything, but he had to provoke his master. Wasn't this looking for trouble?" Xiao Changtian saw that Di Wuzheng had knocked him to the ground in 2 or 3 moves, so he slowly walked over. At first, he thought that they were cultivators and bandits. He didn't expect that he would be immortal just like him. Moreover, he didn't have any strength at all, and he wanted to learn to be a mountain bandit. Of course, it was also because Di Wuzheng was always pestering him to teach him martial arts. When he saw Xiao Changtian, the Heavenly Sword Clan Lord also said to him, "Bastard, if you have the ability, fight me fair and square. Playing some tricks is nothing." Xiao Changtian frowned when he heard the words of the Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Didn't Di Wuzheng fight you fair and square the entire time? Why did he say that she was using tricks? Thinking of this, Xiao Changtian slowly said to the Heavenly Sword Manor Master, then if you have the ability, stand up and fight. When the Heavenly Sword Manor Master heard Xiao Changshan's words, he also wanted to get up, but he found that he couldn't. Di Wuzheng said slowly when he saw how the Heavenly Sword Manor Master was struggling. Trash. Chapter 635, These Cultivation Methods and Spirit Skills B0xN0VL. CM are too low level. 1. On Martial Dao Day, in a small forest outside the town. When the Heavenly Sword Manor Master heard Di Wuzheng's words, his eyes widened and he glared at him. Xiao Changtian, who was standing at the side, saw that the Heavenly Sword Manor Master was not convinced. This mountain bandit was really strange. Suan was the kind of person who cared about her face and not her life. He had already knelt down and surrendered, but he still looked unconvinced. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Di Wuzheng, Di Wuzheng, let me teach him a good lesson. Since he wanted to rob him, he would give him a good lesson. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Di Wuzheng made a gesture with his right index finger at his waist. Then, he felt the mysterious power that was pressing down on him disappear. As his body regained its freedom, the master of the Heavenly Sword sect burst into laughter. All of you, die. The Heavenly Sword Manor Master picked up his long sword from the ground and attacked Xiao Changtian. Ha! Clack! Clack! At this moment, the sound of a chicken crowing rang out in the ears of Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Ah! 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 Hearing the crow of the chicken, Heavenly Sword Manor Master threw down the sword in his hand. His hands searched around his body. It's so hot, so hot. Xiao Changtian was already prepared. Seeing the Heavenly Sword Manor Master rolling on the ground, Xiao Changtian slowly walked to his side. Hey, what's going on with you? Are you still going to fight? At this moment, the inner yuan of Heavenly Sword Manor Master was burning furiously. Looking at Xiao Changtian in front of him, fear began to appear in his eyes. Ha! Clack! Clack! The chicken crowed again. At this time, the old hen also came to Xiao Changshan's side. Hearing the crowing of the chicken, Heavenly Sword Manor Master also looked at Xiao Changshan's feet. In his field of vision, a phoenix with an endless fire domain was flapping its exquisite wings. The flame on the phoenix's crown was the source of the true essence burning in his body. Foam. Phoenix. After saying this in his heart, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master immediately knelt down in front of Xiao Changtian. Senior, I was blind just now. I didn't know you were going to pass by here. You're a great man who doesn't care about petty people. Let me go. I'll kowtow to you here. As soon as he finished speaking, Heavenly Sword Manor Master didn't wait for Xiao Changshan's response. Under the astonished gazes of Daoist Big Sun and the others, he kowtowed several times to Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian was also stunned by Heavenly Sword Manor Master's actions. Wasn't this guy quite arrogant just now? Why was he so cowardly all of a sudden? With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian slowly said to the Heavenly Sword Manor Master who was kneeling in front of him, What do you mean? Aren't you going to rob us? Didn't you ask us to hand over the thing? Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Heavenly Sword Manor Master was also trembling. How would I dare to rob Senior? That was all a misunderstanding, a misunderstanding. I'm here to deliver something to Senior. Senior, look. As he spoke, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master pulled out the interspatial ring on his left index finger and handed it to Xiao Changtian. Sending something? Xiao Changtian took the ring and looked through it. This mountain bandit must have robbed quite a number of people. Bang! At this moment, Xiao Changtian also threw the ring in front of Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Gift? do you think I will believe you? Let me tell you, I'm going to get end of this evil for the people today. While speaking, Xiao Changtian also threw a punch at Heavenly Sword Manor Master. This guy was obviously not a good person. Such a simple trick was still fooling him. Did he really think he was stupid? Bang! Xiao Changshan's fist brought along an invincible wind as it landed heavily on the face of Heavenly Sword Manor Master. The Heavenly Sword Manor Master's figure was like a kite with a broken string, flying to the side with a swoosh. If he didn't teach this guy a lesson, he would probably continue to do it in the future. Then, Xiao Changtian slowly said to the Great Sun Immortal, Taoist Big Sun, let's go back. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, everyone returned to their original positions. On the ground, there was still the Heavenly Sword Manor Master with a nosebleed. Soon, Xiao Changtian brought the Great Sun Immortal and the others back to the Divine World. Back on the island, Xiao Changtian chatted with the others. He walked towards an empty space on the island. Master, you're back. Did you gain anything from this trip? At this moment, Yi Fan, who was chopping wood, saw Xiao Changtian and said slowly to him. We'll only know after we try. Seeing Yi Fan, Xiao Changtian responded slowly. Yi Fan, move these firewood away. In the future, don't use this place to chop firewood. Hearing Xiao Changtian's words, Yi Fan also nodded at him. Master, what do you want this empty space for? Naturally, it's to establish the scripture depository. Such a huge divine court, how can it not have a scripture depository? At this moment, Xiao Changtian also said to Yi Fan with a smile. Scripture's depository? When Yi Fan heard Xiao Changshan's words, his heart was also a little shocked. The establishment of a scripture depository required the hard work of several generations of a family. His master actually wanted to build a scripture pavilion himself. At this time, Yi Fan also stopped what he was doing and looked at Xiao Changtian seriously. Seeing Yi Fan's worshipful gaze, Xiao Changtian also smiled at him. As a human teacher, he also felt that he was delaying these disciples. He hoped that after this sutra library was established, it would be able to help them a little. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian slowly said to the system in his mind, System, establish the sutra library. Xiao Changtian pointed at the empty space in front of him. At this moment, a pavilion slowly appeared on the empty ground. When Xiao Changtian saw Xiao Changtian create a pavilion out of thin air, Yi Fan was also shocked in his heart. Master's method was truly divine. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was also slowly walking into the sutra depository. Xiao Changtian entered the scripture depository and took out the cultivation methods and spirit skills he had obtained from the Heavenly Sword Villa. He slowly placed them on the bookshelf of the sutra depository. After walking around the sutra depository, Xiao Changtian looked at the bookshelves in front of him. This sutra depository was simply a library that he had built himself. This lousy system didn't give any warnings. It seemed that there shouldn't be any problems. As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian saw the bookshelf in front of him tremble. Then, all the spirit skills and cultivation methods that had been placed on the bookshelf flew out. Ding dong. After the inspection of the scripture depository, these cultivation techniques and spirit skills are too low level. They do not meet the requirements. Chapter 636. Actually, you can write some cultivation B0xN0VL. CM Techniques and Spirit Skills. 1. Divine Realm, 100,000 Mountains on the island. Xiao Changtian stood in the sutra library. Hearing the system's voice in his mind, Xiao Changshan's face darkened. This system was deliberately messing with him, right? I've worked so hard for so long and finally put these books on the table. And then you throw them all down and tell me that these things can't work? At this moment, Xiao Changtian couldn't help but curse. Damn system, damn system. However, the system did not respond to Xiao Changshan's curses. Seeing the system playing dead, Xiao Changtian continued to say in his heart, "Damn system, are you pretending to be dead again? Let me tell you, I quit." Xiao Changtian sat on the ground and waited for the system's reply. At this moment, the system's voice slowly sounded in Xiao Changshan's mind. "Host, you can actually write some cultivation methods and spirit skills. Write it yourself." Hearing the system's reply, Xiao Changtian was stunned. "You want me to write it myself? I'm just a mortal." He didn't even have true essence, so how would he know what cultivation methods and spirit skills were? "Isn't this making things difficult for me? What kind of lousy ideas did this system give?" Other people's transmigration system would give them the maximum level at the beginning, but it was fine for him to be immortal. He had gotten used to it after so many years. However, it gave him hope for the path of invincibility, and also gave him these impossible missions. It was simply torturing him. Xiao Changtian said angrily. "System, if you don't know how to write anything, can you write 300 Tang poems?" "Host, according to the system's judgment, there shouldn't be any problems." Hearing the system's reply, Xiao Changtian was still in a daze. He had thought that the system would reject him. He didn't expect her to say yes. "System, you said it yourself." With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian also walked out of the sutra depository. As soon as he walked into the sutra depository, Xiao Changtian saw the great sun immortal and Di Wuzheng outside. She looked at him expectantly. It was over. Xiao Changtian felt everyone's gaze and silently said in his heart. He had just used the system's function in front of Yifan. However, he was also clear that that thing was of little value. Taoist Big Sun and the others wouldn't think that he had started cultivating, right? With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian also said to the Great Sun Immortal and the others, "Taoist Big Sun, why are you all here?" When the Great Sun Immortal heard Xiao Changshan's words, he smiled and said, "We heard that Senior was building a sutra library on this island, so we wanted to come and take a look." Yes, we're here to help." He began to organize the knowledge in his mind. She picked up the white paper on her desk and began to write on it. As time passed, books began to pile up on Xiao Changshan's desk. Whoosh! Xiao Changtian slowly exhaled. Then, he picked up the book on the desk and slowly walked towards the sutra depository. He had to first see if the book met the system's standards. Otherwise, the system would tell him that he was unqualified again. Wouldn't he have worked for nothing again? Soon, Xiao Changtian arrived at the scripture depository. Looking at the 300 Tang poems, the King of Voyages, and other books in his hands, Xiao Changtian felt that it would be ridiculous if these books were qualified. With the thought of giving it a try, Xiao Changtian also placed the book in his hand on the shelf. This time, Xiao Changtian also stopped in front of the bookshelf for a while. At the same time, the system's voice slowly sounded in his mind. Ding dong. Chapter 637, Someone Died at the Back of the Mountain? _1B0XN0 Vel. CM Divine Realm, 100,000 Mountains, Ding Dong. The host has completed the scripture depository mission and acquired December 3000 cultivation techniques and spirit skills. Host, please continue to work hard. Hearing the system's voice, Xiao Changtian was delighted. There was nothing much to say about the system. It could only be said that the system's thinking was really difficult for ordinary people to understand. The cultivation method and spirit skill he found in the cultivation world were not up to standard. He could write a children's song or something. Sigh, if he knew it was so simple, he wouldn't have gone to the heaven of martial Dao. He even encountered a mountain bandit, although that mountain bandit was quite trash. Although he was thinking this, Xiao Changtian still quickly put the book he had written on the shelf. Soon, the bookshelf was filled with Xiao Changtian. Seeing that the books on the shelf did not fall down, Xiao Changtian nodded in satisfaction. He looked at the data on the system panel in his mind that was getting closer and closer. Xiao Changtian also planned to return to his study room to write a few more books. He wanted to finish this annoying task given to him by the system as soon as possible. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian walked out of the sutra depository. As soon as he walked out of the sutra library, Xiao Changtian saw the Great Sun Immortal and the others who were already waiting there. "Senior, can we go in now?" At this moment, Divine King Red Cloud also said to Xiao Changtian with a smile. Xiao Changtian pointed at the sutra depository behind him. "Sure, as long as you want." With Xiao Changshan's approval, Divine King Red Cloud and the others hurried into the scripture depository. If they could learn a move or two from it, then their lives would not have been in vain. Xiao Changtian shook his head when he saw everyone fighting to be the first. Indeed, in the cultivation world, everyone had a heart of cultivation. "However, I am just a mortal and can't help you." As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian felt his feet being touched. "Little White?" Xiao Changtian turned around and saw that the white tiger had appeared beside him. "Is there anything?" Xiao Changtian said to the white tiger when he saw it scratching his heel. After hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the white tiger followed him slowly to the back of the mountain. Xiao Bai quickly took the initiative to look for him. Something must have happened. Soon, under the lead of the white tiger, Xiao Changtian arrived at the forest behind the mountain. At this moment, the black bear was leading its race to hunt in the forest. Sensing Xiao Changshan's arrival, they all stopped what they were doing. She stood obediently at the side like an obedient child. Xiao Changtian smiled at them when he saw them. After these bears came to his place, they seemed to have become a lot fatter. It seemed that they were living quite well here. Feeling Xiao Changshan's gaze, Black Bear and the others did not dare to be negligent. He returned a deep smile to Xiao Changtian. Soon, Xiao Changtian followed the white tiger to a fake mountain in the forest behind the mountain. At this moment, there were several swordsmen in white around the fake mountain. Seeing them, Xiao Changtian was stunned. Since when did someone die in the back of his mountain? Xiao Changtian also rushed over to investigate. He placed his hand on the arms of these cultivators and felt that one of them was still breathing. He hurriedly took out a pill from his interspatial ring. He stuffed it into the swordsman's mouth and let him slowly consume it. "I hope this pill will help." As he thought about this, Xiao Changtian saw the swordsman on the fake mountain open his eyes. "Senior White Tiger, I want dare, I want dare." As he spoke loudly, the swordsman also fell from the rockery. These swordsmen were sent by Heavenly Sword to attack the divinity. After coming here, he was also taught a good lesson by the White Tiger. White Tiger also left one of them behind, waiting for Xiao Changtian to deal with him. Xiao Changtian looked at the swordsman's panicked expression and slowly said to him, "White Tiger. Where is the White Tiger?" Xiao Changtian looked around, but he didn't see any tiger. The swordsman wanted to say something, but he saw the fierce eyes of the White Tiger beside Xiao Changtian. She swallowed her saliva and swallowed the words that were about to come out of her mouth. At this moment, if he said anything, the white tiger would definitely kill it on the spot. He would never forget what the white tiger had done to them when they first arrived here. At this time, Xiao Changtian also arrived in front of swordsman. "Friend, what are you doing here? Is your body okay? Why don't you go to the island to recuperate?" Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, swordsman also looked at Xiao Changtian in front of him. Was this a mortal? No, no, no. If he was a mortal, why didn't White Tiger do anything to him? With this thought in mind, swordsman also knelt down in front of Xiao Changtian. "Senior, I'm here to kill." There was no need to think about it. The person in front of him was definitely a mighty figure. He must have known what she was thinking. He was definitely testing him. If he were to spout nonsense, the outcome could be imagined. Murder. Hearing swordsman's words, Xiao Changtian was shocked. He looked at the long sword beside the rockery and then at the swordsman's clothes. He did look like someone from an assassin organization. However, this person was still very honest. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian slowly said to Swordsman, "Who are you here to kill? Are those your companions?" Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Swordsman nodded at him. "We are here to kill the Hellfire." Kill the Hellfire? Wasn't he trying to kill his chef? Who did this Hellfire offend? You want to kill this chef? Xiao Changtian said angrily to the swordsman. No wonder Xiao Bai wanted to bring him here. It turned out that these people were not good people. Fortunately, he had some bears in the back mountain. They wanted to ambush the Hellfire from the back mountain, so Black Bear and the others must have discovered it. Thinking of this, Xiao Changtian suddenly felt that these people deserved to die. After sensing Xiao Changshan's anger, the swordsman was stunned. Could it be that he had answered wrongly? Since that was the case, he had to strike first. With this thought in mind, the swordsman also wanted to attack Xiao Changtian. At this time, if he took a gamble, he might still have a way out. Roar! Almost at the same time, Black Bear jumped out from behind Xiao Changtian. He stomped the swordsman to the ground. Chapter 638, Who is the Assassination Senior? 1, B0XN0VL. CM7 Divine Realm, in the mountains behind the 100,000 mountains. Roar! 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 The Black Bear stepped on the swordsman and roared at him. A pair of huge bear paws grabbed the swordsman in the air and tore him into two halves. Throwing the swordsman aside, Black Bear showed Xiao Changtian a simple and honest smile. This was the first time Xiao Changtian saw Black Bear fight. As expected of one of the overlords of the mountain forest. This method, I, Xiao, directly thought to myself that it was awesome. Actually, with his martial strength just now, he could have dodged it. He saw Black Bear's honest smile as if he was asking for credit. Xiao Changtian walked to Black Bear's side and rubbed his head. I've decided. From now on, the task of guarding the back mountain will be handed over to you. In the future, if there are any strange people who walk in, you will kill them. Black Bear nodded at Xiao Changtian. This little Black Bear was quite understanding. Alright, he had really picked up a treasure. At this moment, White Tiger came to Xiao Changshan's side and smiled. Seeing the White Tiger, Xiao Changtian picked it up from the ground. And you, Xiao Bai, you have done a great service this time. If it wasn't for Whitey, he wouldn't have known that someone was going to attack the Hellfire through the back mountain. Xiao Changtian also rubbed the White Tiger's furry head and carried it to the island. Xiao Changtian suddenly felt something strange when he arrived at the island. Wasn't this island a little too deserted? He remembered that the island was not very lively. However, he could at least see a few people walking around. Why did he not see anyone along the way? With that thought in mind, Xiao Changtian saw Alpha sleeping on the island. Alpha, do you know where Immortal De Yang and Lin Changfeng went? Swordsman came to the back mountain of the island. He had to discuss with them. Alpha heard Xiao Changshan's call and stood up from the ground. He brought Xiao Changtian to the side. Woof! 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 Soon, Alpha brought Xiao Changtian to an attic. Are you saying that Taoist Big Sun and the others are inside? Woof! 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 After getting Alpha's confirmation, Xiao Changtian also looked at the name of the loft. Wasn't this the sutra library that he had just established? Could it be? Xiao Changtian suddenly thought of something and said slowly to Alpha, Alpha, go in and call the people inside out. Alpha heard Xiao Changshan's words and walked into the sutra library. If that was the case, it would not be good. At this moment, Xiao Changtian looked at the sutra depository with a worried expression. Soon, under Alpha's call, the Great Sun Immortal and the others did not dare to stay in the Sutra Depository. They all came to the open space in front of the Sutra Depository. Seeing so many people walking out of the Sutra Depository, Xiao Changtian said to them slowly, "Are the books in the Sutra Library very good?" Taoist Big Sun and the others didn't know why Xiao Changtian called them. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Li Taibai answered truthfully, "Master, the book inside can be said to be extremely exquisite. After reading it, my understanding of the sword Tao has risen to a new level." After Li Taibai finished speaking, everyone felt envious. As expected of Senior's disciple, his comprehension is indeed stronger than ours. He had only been inside for a short period of time, but his comprehension of the Tao had risen to a new level. Xiao Changshan's face darkened when he heard Li Taibai's words. What kind of sword Tao was this? Li Taibai was just as he had imagined. You must be engrossed in reading novels. He remembered that he hadn't even defeated a wooden training dummy last time. With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian said to the others, "Are you the same?" Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, everyone nodded their heads in agreement. Xiao Changtian covered his forehead when he saw the response from the crowd. It seemed that what he was worried about had happened. These people were just like him in his previous life, addicted to novels and unable to extricate themselves. He had stayed up all night to cultivate, and in the end, he had inexplicably come here. He thought it was a max-level account, but in reality, it was a newbie account. No, he couldn't let them walk down his old path. If they were allowed to continue being so dispirited, what was the difference between this and waiting for death? Xiao Changtian cleared his throat. All of you are reading the books in the Sutra Depository. Do you know what happened at the back of the mountain? As Xiao Changshan's voice fell, everyone was confused. Senior, what happened at the back of the mountain? At this time, the Great Sun Immortal also said to Xiao Changtian slowly. Assassins came from the back mountain. I was almost ambushed by swordsmen. What was that? As Xiao Changshan's angry words fell, Taoist De Yang and the others were shocked. In this day and age, who dared to assassinate a senior? At this moment, Yi Fan also walked out from the crowd. Master, where are these swordsmen? Let me kill them. That's right, Master. Where are these swordsmen? Let's go and kill them. No, I want to kill their entire family. After Yi Fan finished speaking, Di Wuzheng and the others also echoed. They finally understood why Xiao Changtian was angry. It was their responsibility to protect the island, but they had let someone slip in. It was very normal for his master to be angry. Xiao Changtian saw Di Wuzheng and Fuxian's impassioned expressions. His eyes rolled and he said to them, Master is just a mortal. Do you want me to investigate and tell you who the murderer is? Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Yi Fan and the others also felt a wave of shame. That's right, their master was currently refining his heart in the world of mortals. Naturally, they would be the ones to catch the murderer. Master was also training them. Thinking of this in his heart, Yi Fan slowly said to Xiao Changtian, Master, don't worry. We'll definitely find the murderer. Yes, Master, don't worry. We'll definitely tear the murderer into pieces. Yes, yes. Hearing Yi Fan and the others' words, Xiao Changtian also nodded his head in satisfaction at them. Anyway, he had already dealt with those swordsmen. It was a good opportunity for them to go out for a walk as long as they did not spend all their time reading novels. Then, Yi Fan also brought Di Wuzheng and the others to the back of the mountain. At this moment, Xiao Changtian saw Lin Changfeng and said to him slowly, Old man, you have to fix this sect-protecting array formation. There is also Taoist Big Sunday. I will have to trouble you with this island. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Lin Changfeng and the Great Sun Immortal both smiled and nodded at him. Senior had done a great favor to all of them. A hole appeared in the island before their eyes. If they didn't handle it well, they wouldn't have the face to continue staying. Chapter 639, That's Just a Thought, 1, B0xN0VL. CM Divine Realm, 100,000 Mountains. Xiao Changtian was very satisfied when he saw the looks of the Great Sun Immortal and the others. It seemed that they were all very concerned about what had happened at the back of the mountain. After all, someone had come to your house to take your life. If you don't take it seriously, then there's really no hope. Now that they had something to do, these people would not follow their old path. With that in mind, Xiao Changtian took Alpha to the kitchen of Hellfire. Those people had come to deal with the Hellfire, but they had all been dealt with. However, it was hard to guarantee that there would not be a second wave of people coming here to cause trouble. He still left Alpha with the Hellfire. Alpha's sense of smell was more sensitive, so he could know what was going on in time. After Xiao Changtian left, the Great Sun Immortal said to the Red Cloud Divine King and the others, "Everyone, I don't think I need to say much about what needs to be done. Taoist Big Sun, don't worry. We're able to achieve what we have today all because of Senior. If those people are caught by me, I will definitely beat them until they can't even poop." Hearing God King Red Cloud's words, everyone nodded. "Come, let's go to the back mountain to take a look." At this moment, in the back mountain, Yi Fan brought Wang Miaoshou, Di Wu Zheng, and the others to the rockery. "Fifth junior brother, you've been out with Master recently. Can you see anything?" Yi Fan looked at the sword marks on the fake mountain and slowly said to Di Wu Zheng. When Di Wu Zheng heard Yi Fan's words, he also shook his head at him. Among everyone, he was the one who paid the least attention to details. "Senior brother, let me do it. Perhaps I can deduce it." At this time, Futian also said slowly to everyone. Hearing Fuxian's words, everyone looked at him. Among everyone, only Fuxian's cultivation method was the most comprehensive. There should be many secret techniques in the inheritance of Renhuang. At this moment, Fu Tian also arrived in front of the fake mountain. He muttered something, and then a golden light lit up on his body. Golden light flew out from his body and circled around the rockery. Then, he flew towards the direction of the sky of martial Dao. "I got it, everyone follow." At this moment, Futian also said slowly to everyone. Then, Futian and the others followed behind Jin Guang and flew toward the heaven of martial arts. At the same time, the Great Sun Immortal and the others also arrived late. Seeing Yi Fan flying into the distance, the Great Sun Immortal also said to the others, "Senior Yi Fan and the others should have some clues. Let's quickly follow." As soon as he finished speaking, the Great Sun Immortal also summoned his blanket. He led the crowd and chased after Futian and the others. At the same time, in the Heavenly Sword Villa. After Xiao Changtian broke the bridge of his nose, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master had been recuperating in the Heavenly Sword Manor. At this moment, in the guest hall of the Heavenly Sword Villa, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master's face was wrapped in bandages. Opposite him sat a woman in red. "Uncle Tian Jian, how is your promise to Hongyi going?" The woman was the red-robed woman. The red-robed woman also hurried over to inquire about the situation. The sky of Dan Hun had been dead for some time. Then she could not wait any longer. After all, paper couldn't cover fire for too long. When the Heavenly Sword Manor Master heard the woman in red's words, he smiled awkwardly at her and pointed at his own nose. "Niece in red, look at uncle. I'll have to trouble you to wait a few more days. However, don't worry. After I recover, I'll definitely give Li Xiaotao and her family a copy. Hang them all outside for public display. Besides, you saw how uncle sent out the 5 swordsmen last time. I believe we will have news of them soon." As he spoke, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master rubbed his palm. At this time, cooperating with the Pill Pavilion was especially important to them. Especially after losing those cultivation methods and spirit skills. At this moment, a disciple of the Heavenly Sword Villa walked in from outside. "Manor Lord, bad news, bad news." The sudden shout attracted everyone's attention. Seeing this disciple, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master's face turned gloomy. "I-oh." Due to the movement of his face, Heavenly Sword Manor Master could still feel the pain coming from the bridge of his nose. Then, he slapped the Sky Sword disciple without any explanation. "What's going on? Why are you so impatient? Don't you know that I'm entertaining my niece?" The Sky Sword Sect's disciple also stood up after being slapped by the Sky Sword Manor Lord. "I know I was wrong, Manor Lord. Tell me, what is it?" At this moment, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master slowly said to him. "Manor Lord, there are a few unknown experts outside and they are slaughtering our Heavenly Sword Manor disciples. The disciples can't hold on any longer." "What is it? Why didn't you say something so important earlier? What the F***ck did you do earlier?" At this moment, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master slapped the disciple again. "He's really a blockhead. He won't change despite repeated teachings." As he spoke angrily, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master hurriedly walked out. The red-robed woman in the hall saw the Heavenly Sword Manor Master hurriedly walking out. She also frowned slightly and followed him out. Walking out of the hall, the owner of Sky Sword Villa saw the disciples of Sky Sword Villa all over the floor. Anger surged in his heart. Who dares to be so impudent in our Heavenly Sword Villa? Don't think that just because we've fallen, you can. Before he could finish his sentence, he saw dozens of eyes staring at him. Tell me, why not? At this moment, Di Wu Zheng, who was floating in the air, spoke to the Heavenly Sword Manor Master. You think you're a tiger? Why don't you take a piss and see what you look like? At this moment, Di Wu Zheng continued to speak disdainfully to the Heavenly Sword Manor Master. The moment Heavenly Sword Manor Master saw Di Wu Zheng, his heart thumped. Wasn't this the man he met in the forest outside the town? Why did he come here again? And the people around him, why were their auras not weaker than his? Heavens, did he have to do this? Bang! The Heavenly Sword Manor Master directly knelt down in front of Di Wu Zheng and the others. Heroes, what happened that day was a misunderstanding. I, Heavenly Sword Manor Master, am willing to compensate you. There are all kinds of treasures, women, cultivation techniques, and spirit skills in the manor. I only hope that you can calm down. As he spoke, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master kept kowtowing to Di Wu Zheng and the others. What a joke. If he really had any other thoughts today, he would be able to escape. That could only be a thought. Chapter 640, Tian Jian was crippled, Hong Yi was captured, 1, B0XN0VL. CM Heaven of Martial Arts, Heavenly Sword Villa. Di Wu Zheng and the others looked at the Heavenly Sword Manor Master who was kowtowing on the ground. At this moment, Yi Fan also threw a long sword in his hand to the side of Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Do you recognize this sword? Hearing Yi Fan's words, the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord hurriedly picked up the sword beside him. Wasn't this the sword of the 5 swordsmen? Why was it here? With this thought in mind, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master raised his head and slowly said to Di Wu Zheng and the rest, Heroes, this sword belongs to our Heavenly Sword Villa, whoosh. Before the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord could finish speaking, he saw Yi Fan raise the battle axe in his hand in the air. The moment Yi Fan raised his axe, Heavenly Sword Manor Master felt a spatial crack appear in the air. Hero, wait, let me finish. At this moment, the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord also hurriedly said to Yi Fan. If he had spoken slower, he would probably have died on the spot. Hearing the words of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, Yi Fan also slowed down his movements and slowly said to the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, What else is there to say? You attacked our master. We have no choice but to take revenge. Hearing Yi Fan's words, Heavenly Sword Manor Master also cried to Yi Fan, Hero, how would I dare to attack your master? These 5 swordsmen were sent by me to destroy a lower realm called the Divine World. How could you offend your master? You must have made a mistake. These 5 swordsmen were going to deal with a lower realm. How could they offend such an awesome person? If there really was such an awesome person, he would have to give himself 100 guts. I don't dare to go to the school. Hearing Heavenly Sword Manor Lord's words, Yi Fan did not hesitate at all and directly slashed down at Heavenly Sword Manor Lord. My master is in the Divine World, and you still say that there isn't? Ah! 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 As soon as Yi Fan's voice fell, the miserable cry of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord sounded throughout the entire Heavenly Sword Manor. My leg, my leg. At this moment, Heavenly Sword Manor Master was also looking at his legs. Yi Fan's axe just now almost crippled his legs. At the same time, Di Wuzheng also came to his side. The scar that Master gave you hasn't healed yet, and you want to send someone to kill him. It seems that the scar from last time wasn't unforgettable enough. Hearing Di Wuzheng's words, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master also thought of something. In the forest, he could clearly sense that the person was in existence that could control a phoenix. Why would the 5 swordsmen provoke such a person? Could it be? Hearing Di Wuzheng's words, Heavenly Sword Manor Master obediently shut his mouth. Senior brother, what should we do? At this moment, Di Wuzheng was also asking for Yi Fan's opinion. Hearing Di Wuzheng's words, Yi Fan also looked at the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord whose legs were crippled and slowly said to the others, since we've caught the mastermind, let's go back. Looking at the appearance of this Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, he did not seem to be faking it. Since it was unintentional, Yi Fan did not think of continuing to attack him. After Yi Fan finished speaking, Daoist De Yang and the others nodded and flew towards the Divine World. Seeing Yi Fan and the others leave, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master also knelt on the ground and kowtowed to them. Thank you for your mercy, heroes. Thank you for your mercy, heroes. The Heavenly Sword Manor Lord kept saying hold on until Yi Fan and the others disappeared from his sight. After Yi Fan and the others left, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master looked at his crippled legs. A trace of viciousness flashed across his eyes. Then, he slowly crawled into the palace. Xiao Changtian, right? I will remember today's humiliation. I, Tian Jian, will take revenge for this sooner or later. Chapter 641, Righteous Alliance, 1, B0XN0VL. CM Heaven of Martial Arts, Heavenly Sword Villa. In the basement of the Heavenly Sword Villa, the Heavenly Sword Villa Master was crawling along the corridor. Ha ha ha. Heavenly Sword Manor Master laughed as he approached the coffin. Xiao Changtian, do you think that our Heavenly Sword Sect's foundation has been robbed? In fact, the foundation of my Heavenly Sword Sect is far beyond your imagination. As he spoke, Heavenly Sword Manor Master climbed to the center of the coffins. He placed his finger to his mouth and took a bite. Then, blood flowed down his finger and fell to the ground. Beep! 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 Along with the sound of blood dripping, a huge magic array slowly appeared in front of Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Then, the magic formation emitted a white light and pulled Heavenly Sword Manor Master into it. Whoosh! Under the effect of the array, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master arrived in an alternate dimension. Junior of my clan, is there anything urgent? An old voice slowly sounded in the ears of the Heavenly Sword Manor Master. When the Heavenly Sword Manor Master heard this voice, he also looked in front of him. At this moment, 8 imposing figures slowly stood in front of him. The one who had just spoken was the white-browed elder on the left who was holding a long sword. Ancestor, the martial path is bitter. Seeing this group of elders, Heavenly Sword Manor Master also cried out to them. An expert of unknown origin suddenly appeared in the human realm upon heavens and kept slaughtering cultivators. Hearing the words of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, the few elders were also stunned. They slowly said to the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord, Junior, don't be anxious. Then, the white-browed elder also discovered that the Heavenly Sword Manor Master's legs had been crippled. A ray of white light shot out from his hand and entered Heavenly Sword Manor Master's legs. Instantly, Heavenly Sword Manor Master felt his legs slowly recovering. Feeling the changes in his legs, Heavenly Sword Manor Master was overjoyed. He quickly stood up from the ground and said to the old man in front of him, Ancestors, you might not know this, but an expert suddenly appeared in the human realm upon heavens. He used the divine beast Phoenix, Io. Before the Heavenly Sword Manor Master could finish his words, he fell to the ground. The white-browed old man looked at Tianjian's legs when he saw him fall. He had just healed his injuries, but now, the ID appeared once again. The white-browed old man and the other old men looked at each other in disbelief. Since when did such a powerful being appear in the heavens beyond? What did you just say? Divine Beast Phoenix. At this moment, an old man with a pair of bull horns on his head shouted at Heavenly Sword Manor Master. That's right, ancestors. That person relied on his demonic beasts to massacre wantonly in heavens beyond. I suspect that this person came from the outer sky evil race. Outer heaven evil race. The words of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord echoed in the ears of the elders, causing their hearts to tremble. At this moment, the bull-horned elder said to the others, What else can you say now? I said that my green bull race was destroyed. It must be the spies of the evil race in our heavens beyond who made a move. Now it seems that you believe me. You should have listened to me and sent people to destroy those people. The bull-horned elder was the ancestor of the green bull race. He was furious and wanted to go out and take revenge. In addition, when the others went there to investigate, they did not find any evil energy. Only then did the matter drop. However, now that there was the matter of the Heavenly Sword Villa, they had no choice but to take it seriously. At this moment, an old man who was standing in the middle with a spiritual pearl in his hand slowly said, Everyone, I think we should try to contact Lord Tiandao and see if he has any instructions. As soon as the old man finished speaking, the bull-horned old man also said, Lord Tiandao has disappeared for so long. If we were to use it, those evil races, before the bull-horned elder could finish speaking, he saw the spiritual pearl elder wave his hand at him. This kind of thing naturally has risks and gains. As soon as the old man finished speaking, no one said anything else. At this moment, the white-browed elder slowly said to the Heavenly Sword Manor Master, Junior, you should retire first. I'll think of a way to deal with your legs in the future. Hearing the white-browed elder's words, Heavenly Sword Manor Master bowed to him. Ancestors, this junior will take his leave first. If there's anything, this junior will be at your beck and call. I will definitely eliminate the enemies for beyond Avalon. As he spoke, Heavenly Sword Manor Master slowly left the alternate dimension. After returning to the basement, Heavenly Sword Manor Master let out a cold laugh. The place he had just gone to was the Righteous Tao Alliance that was formed by the various macro worlds. Their duty was very simple, which was to protect the safety of Beyond Avalon. This was to prevent the evil races from outside of heavens beyond from attacking. As for the lower realms where Xiao Changtian and the rest were at, they were all sent over as cannon fodder when the evil race invaded. This was the prison that the human realm upon heavens was talking about. Therefore, once they fought with the evil race, the cultivators of the lower realm were also the most likely to switch sides. This was also the reason why the human realm upon heavens had continuously plundered the providence of the divine realm and the other lower realms. Xiao Changtian, I don't believe that the Righteous Path Alliance can't deal with you. He had his own complaints and the matter of the Green Bull clan. Heavenly Sword Manor Master was confident that the Righteous Path Alliance would attack Xiao Changtian. At this moment, in the Righteous Path Alliance, the old man Ling Zhu and the others had also arrived in front of a huge array. Everyone, let's do it. As soon as the old man finished speaking, a 5-pointed star rune appeared in front of him and was injected into the array formation in front of him. Beside him, the white-browed old man and the others also transformed into corresponding runes and injected them into the array formation. Whoosh! The array was activated by the elders and released a blinding white light. Sense the heavenly Tao. The Spirit Pearl Elder shouted loudly. Then, the other elders injected their true qi into his body. Whoosh! 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 The array formation spun rapidly, and the old man's body trembled. Then, he slowly retracted the true essence in his body. How is it? As the spiritual Pearl Elder withdrew his true energy, the other elders also slowly spoke to him. Hearing the other elders' words, the old man shook his head. Hey! Seeing the old man shake his head, the other old men also sighed. At this moment, waves of black aura invaded from below the array. It's been so many years. Old man Ling Zhu, you're still exploring your heavenly Tao. Unfortunately, ever since the last holy war, your heavenly Tao has ceased to exist. Chapter 642, Extraterrestrial Evil Race, 1, B0XN0VL. CM Heavens Beyond, Righteous Tao Alliance. Under the array in front of the old man, a series of clicking sounds could be heard. When the spiritual Pearl Elder saw the black gas, his hand lit up. At the same time, rays of light shot out from the array. The light and the black aura intertwined, emitting waves of shocking energy fluctuations in the entire space. Heretic race, our Heavens Beyond has been able to resist you for so many years. You don't have to be greedy. Upon hearing the words of the spiritual Pearl Elder, a burst of laughter came from the other side of the array. In the past, your heavenly Tao still existed and could barely resist my race. Now that the heavenly Tao is damaged, what do you have to resist us? Just those small shrimps from the lower realm are no longer enough. Humph. Hearing the voice from the other side of the array, the old man snorted coldly. With a change of hand gestures, the light on the array turned into giant swords of spiritual energy. The black aura also transformed into a huge black palm. Bang! The black palm and the giant sword of spiritual energy collided. Heavenly Tao, kill! The spiritual Pearl Elder muttered something and then shouted. Then, the giant spirit energy sword emitted a powerful force that directly scattered the black palm. Ha ha ha, old man Ling Zhu, that's all for now. I'd like to see how much of your heavenly Tao energy you still have left. Following this voice, the black aura on the array also completely dissipated. At the same time, on the other side of the formation, a pair of scarlet eyes also lit up in the dark night. At this moment, in the Righteous Path Alliance, when the spiritual Pearl Elder and the others saw that the black aura had disappeared, their expressions darkened. The black aura just now was clearly the work of some mighty figure from the evil race. The reason why he was able to erode it was also because they used the array formation to find the heavenly Tao. He took advantage of the gap and entered. At this moment, the bullhorned elder said to the others, in my opinion, the evil race is getting more and more arrogant. We should do something. After the bullhorned old man finished speaking, the white-browed old man also echoed. That junior of mine said something. We should get someone to verify it. Hearing the white-browed elder and the bullhorned elder's words, the spiritual Pearl Elder nodded. Then, he said to the two old men who had not spoken much, Old man, Zhengtian, I'll leave this matter to you. Hearing the old man's words, an old man with a huge hammer on his back said to him, Don't worry, leave the spiritual pearl to us. After the old man finished speaking, an old man holding a feather fan beside him slowly said, Everyone, don't worry. Xiao Changtian was stunned when he heard the woman's words. Could it be that this red-dressed girl had not recovered yet? Should he give her more? With this thought in mind, Xiao Changtian passed some more pills to Daji. After Daji received it, she did not hesitate at all. He fed them to the woman in red. At this moment, the woman in red slowly fell to the ground. Seeing the red-clothed woman, Xiao Changtian, on the ground, he also said to Lin Ruomomio and the others, Ruomiao, take the red-clothed girl to rest first. Lin Ruomiao nodded her head when she heard Xiao Changshan's words. At this moment, Daji also understood something. Was her master going to slowly torture this woman? In that case, he had to help his master well. With this thought in mind, Daji followed Xiao Changtian and said, Master, I'll go help senior sister. Chapter 643, Obviously Not in Senior's Eyes, 1, B0XN0VL. CM Divine Realm, 100,000 Mountains. Xiao Changtian saw Daji and the others leave and said to the others slowly, Everyone, go do your own things. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Yi Fan and the others nodded at Xiao Changtian. They all walked to their posts. From the looks of it, Master should be satisfied with our actions. Yes, yes. Fortunately, we made up for our mistakes. Let's not talk anymore. I'm going to the Sutra Library to continue cultivating. I still haven't figured out the picture of a beauty coming out of the bath last time. At this moment, Futian also said slowly to the others. Senior brother Futian, wait for me. I'll go with you. At this moment, Di Wuzhen followed behind Li Taibai and walked towards the sutra depository. You're a sword practitioner, what are you watching with me for? I'm just curious. When Yi Fan and the others went to capture the red-clothed woman, Xiao Changtian also filled up the sutra depository. At the same time, the system's voice sounded in Xiao Changshan's mind. Ding dong. The host has completed the Sutra Library quest. The reward for the host is, on how steel is forged. The next mission is to forge a divine weapon for each of your disciples according to the book. As the system's voice sounded in his mind, Xiao Changtian opened the system panel. When he saw the mission on it, he was suddenly a little touched. The system finally heard him crying. What kind of missions had he given the last few times? Now, he was finally given a normal mission. Not to mention other things, most of the equipment on this island was built by himself. It would be easy to forge a few weapons for those little brats. While he was thinking about this, he also said slowly in his mind, System, retrieve the reward. Ding dong. Host's request has been detected. Host will be rewarded. Please check and accept. Bang! As soon as the system finished speaking, a red book appeared in Xiao Changshan's hand. This was also seen by Hellfire, who was walking by. Senior's grasp of space seems to have improved. I remember the last time I was in the Saint Spirit sky, I could still faintly feel the fluctuations in the surrounding space. I can't sense anything now. As he thought of this, the Hellfire also started observing from the side. If he stayed here, he might even be able to receive some pointers from the senior. Xiao Changtian slowly opened his book. When he saw the contents, he did not react in time. Black ice crystal, what is this? Xiao Changtian said slowly and frowned. Then, he flipped to the next page and saw a fiery red sphere imprinted on it. Heavenly fire meteoric iron, what the hell is this? Seeing these things, Xiao Changtian couldn't help but throw the book in his hand into the air. And because he had not traveled in heavens beyond for thousands of years. Zheng Tian and Man Tian also asked the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord to lead the way for them. Man Tian hesitated for a moment when he heard Heavenly Sword Manor Master's words. Seeing Man Tian hesitate, Zheng Tian slowly said to him, Don't hesitate, Man Tian, follow me. After saying that, Zheng Tian took the lead and flew towards the divine realm. Besides, aren't you interested in phoenixes? Let's go take a look. I want to see if that is a chicken or a phoenix. Zengshan's words also moved Man Tian. Then, the two of them flew towards the divine realm. Seeing the two of them stand up, the heavenly sword manor master sneered. Xiao Changtian, red shirt, just you wait. He had to take revenge for his broken leg. Chapter 644, Destruction of the Divine Realm. B0xn0 Vel. CM Divine Realm, 100,000 mountains, who wants to go to the barbaric heaven with me? Xiao Changshan's voice slowly sounded on the island. In front of him were Yi Fan, Fu Tian, and the other disciples. There was actually a reason for gathering them here. This group of brats thought that they would not stay in the sutra depository after they went out for a walk. He did not expect that not long after this group of people returned, they would spend the whole day in the sutra depository again. It would be better if he studied hard inside. He went in and saw that everyone was reading novels. They were all about how a domineering CEO fell in love with him and how a hen laid eggs. What was even more ridiculous was that Fu Tian and Di Wuzheng were actually hiding in a corner and having an intense discussion. He thought that there were still a few good seedlings among his disciples. The F*CK walked over and saw a picture of a beauty coming out of the bath in front of them. Xiao Changtian was so angry that he gathered everyone on the spot. At this time, when Yi Fan and the others heard Xiao Changshan's words, they also scrambled to say, "Master, let's go with you." Whoosh! Seeing their enthusiasm, Xiao Changshan's mood eased a little. It seemed that these guys had not reached the point of being incurable. Xiao Changtian looked around at the crowd. Then, he slowly said to Yi Fan, "This time, Yi Fan will follow me out." When Yi Fan heard Xiao Changshan's words, he also walked to his side. Then, Xiao Changtian said to the others, "I'll bring back some gifts for you when I return from this trip. As for whether you have the chance to obtain it, it will depend on your performance. Don't stay in the sutra depository all day. Go out and walk more." As soon as he finished speaking, Xiao Changtian said to Yi Fan, "Yi Fan, follow me." When Yi Fan heard Xiao Changshan's words, he also nodded at him. Then, he followed Xiao Changtian out of the 100,000 university. After Xiao Changtian and Yi Fan left, Di Wuzheng and the others also gathered in a circle. What did Master mean just now? He told us not to soak in the sutra depository. I'm starting to look forward to what Master will bring back. If Master brings back something, will I be able to make thousands of cultivators kneel? Fifth disciple brother, I'm not talking about this. At this moment, Lin Ruomiao slowly said, "I think Master wants us to apply what we have learned and go out to give it a try." Senior sister Ruomiao is right. In that case, although the demon beasts in the mountain range in front are a little weak, they are still barely passable. At the same time, the black water dragon, who was resting on the surface of the lake, heard the conversation between Di Wuzheng and the others. Looking at the mountain range in front of them, they also mourned for the demon beasts in the mountains. If these few people attacked, the demon beasts in the 100,000 mountains would probably be in chaos. With this thought in mind, the Blackwater Dragon quickly dived into the lake. What if those people saw him and used him as a thug? At the same time, outside the divine world, a group of uninvited guests slowly stepped out of the space. This is the so-called divine realm. Stepping out of the void, Zheng Tian frowned slightly as he looked at the miniature world in front of him. The aura that was revealed from the divine world was too weak. At this moment, Tian Jian also came to his side. "Lord Zheng Tian, although the divine realm is a little weak, it's a good place to hide." Zheng Tian slowly nodded his head when he heard Tian Jian Manor Master's words. "If that's the case, then let's exterminate the grand instance." As he spoke, a fine pillar of light appeared in Zheng Tian's hand, and he was about to attack the divine world. "Zheng Tian, wait." At this moment, the burly man Tian also stopped him. "After all, it's a living being of a world. It's better for us to go down and investigate." Upon hearing man Tian's words, Zheng Tian slowly said to him, "Stupid. Whoosh! Then, he ignored Man Tian and attacked the divine realm with the light pillar in his hand. If there's really a monster from the evil race, won't we alert the enemy if we go in? If they were all directly destroyed, this world would have died a worthy death. Why bang? The beam of light hit the divine realm and instantly lit up a huge mushroom cloud in front of Heavenly Sword Manor Master and the others. Creation immortals were so terrifying. Looking at the mushroom cloud in front of him, Heavenly Sword Manor Master felt extremely refreshed. Xiao Changtian, you must be feeling hopeless now that you're going against me. Without sensing any aura escaping, Zheng Tian waved his hand and fled into the distance. Tian Jian brat, I'll leave the aftermath to you. Man Tian, let's go to other places to take a look. When Man Tian heard Zhengshan's words, he also looked in the direction of the divine world and sighed. Zhengshan's attack just now should have completely destroyed this realm. With this thought in mind, Man Tian also flew into the distance. At this moment, Heavenly Sword Manor Master slowly arrived in front of the divine world. Although I didn't get to see you die, you've lost in the end, ha ha ha. As he said that, Heavenly Sword Manor Master also raised the sword in his hand. So it was you who was up to something just now. At this moment, a cold voice slowly sounded in the mind of the Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Who is it? The sudden voice startled Heavenly Sword Manor Master. He waved the sword in his hand in the air. At this moment, a phoenix with an endless fire domain slowly appeared in his eyes. Feng. Phoenix. How is this possible? Senior Zhengtian had already, Before he could finish his words, Heavenly Sword Manor Master felt his true essence burning. Old hen, you can't let him be so comfortable. At this moment, another voice entered the ears of the Heavenly Sword Manor Lord. Whoosh! 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 As soon as he finished speaking, lines of black and white chess pieces appeared below Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Then, a heaven-swallowing dog that covered the sky and covered the sun appeared in front of the Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Looking at the huge mouth of the heaven-swallowing dog, the Heavenly Sword Manor Master said in a trembling voice, Tun. Heaven-swallowing dog. At this moment, a voice transmission jade pendant appeared in the hands of the Heavenly Sword Manor Master. Just, bang. Before he could finish speaking, the jade pendant in his hand shattered. What do you mean, what do you want? At this moment, a black tortoise with an immeasurable amount of seawater around its body appeared in Heavenly Sword Manor Master's vision. Bang! Seeing this scene, Heavenly Sword Manor Master's hand that was holding the sword was already trembling. The long sword had already fallen to the ground, and the Heavenly Sword Manor Master felt like crying. Die! At this moment, a golden dragon claw with a holy aura descended from the sky. He directly killed Heavenly Sword Manor Master in the void. Chapter 645, Don't Drop Your Tears on My Pants, 1, B0XN0VL. CM in a quiet house in the barbaric heaven. At this moment, in the main hall of the residence, an old man was sitting at the head of the table. Father, why did you call me over? At this moment, a young man standing in the hall slowly said to the old man on the main seat. Feng how is the management of the Black Sky Mine? Hearing the old man's words, Li Feng slowly replied to him. Father, everything at the mine is normal. What instructions do you have? Hearing Li Feng's words, Li Chaoyuan smiled in satisfaction. Work hard. I received news that the ancestor is coming to check on him. You have to perform well. When the time comes, whether or not you can be taken in by the ancestor will all depend on yourself. Hearing Li Keiwan's words, Li Feng was also excited. Old ancestor, wasn't that the one who had been passed down from their ancestors? That was a living creation immortal. If the old ancestor took a fancy to it, then he would cultivate in the future. Thinking of this, Li Feng was excited. He slowly said to Li Chaoyuan, "Father, don't worry. I know what to do. Okay, go and do your job well." At this moment, Li Chaoyuan waved his hand at Li Feng. Li Feng was the only son of his bloodline. However, after he retired, the other factions might not necessarily not be eyeing the position of the family head. With this thought in mind, Li Chaoyuan slowly said to the void around him, "Old two, it'll have to trouble you to keep an eye on Feng during this period of time." As soon as Li Chaoyuan finished speaking, an old man dressed in blood-red clothes appeared beside him. "Don't worry, Patriarch. I will take good care of young master." After replying to Li Chaoyuan, Elder Tu's figure disappeared in surprise again. At the same time, on a small path in the barbaric heaven, Shao Changtian brought Yi Fan along the path. The barbaric heaven was different from the other heaven realms. There was a primitive atmosphere everywhere. On both sides of the path stood silver-white iron trees, and their leaves were as long and thin as silver needles. At this moment, the sound of horse hooves came from behind Shao Changtian. Bang! 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 Accompanied by a series of sounds coming from the ground, Shao Changtian and Yi Fan looked behind them. Behind them, Li Feng led a few servants and was riding a few horses towards them. "Young master, there seems to be someone in front." At this moment, a servant slowly said to Li Feng. Li Feng glanced at Shao Changtian and Yi Fan. "They're just two mortals. If the old ancestor knew that these ant-like mortals could enter our black sky mine, then how can I still have the face to face my ancestor?" Hearing Li Feng's words, the servants nodded. When he passed by Shao Changtian, he raised the long whip in his hand and wanted to hit Shao Changtian. Ah! Li Feng and the others continued to move forward. Then, they heard a scream behind them. At this moment, Li Feng also looked behind him. Yi Fan was holding the whip of his servant. As for the servant from earlier, he was also pulled down from the horse's back by Yi Fan. At this moment, Li Feng looked at Yi Fan with some anger. "A mere mortal dares to provoke our Li family. He's courting death." As he spoke, Li Feng also personally rode his horse, planning to personally beat Shao Changtian and Yi Fan here. Shao Changtian frowned when he saw how unreasonable Li Feng was. This guy should be a local rich kid. However, wasn't it a little too much to look down on him like this? Shao Changshan's interspatial ring lit up when he saw Li Feng pull out the saber from the horse's back. Bang! Before Li Feng reached Shao Changtian, the horse beneath him started to sway. He turned around in the other direction and Li Feng fell from above. Then, the horse went to the grass beside Shao Changtian. "Young master." At this moment, the Li family servant saw Li Feng lying on the ground and hurriedly went down to help him up. Standing up from the ground, Li Feng patted the dust off his butt. He looked in the direction of his horse. On the horse beside Shao Changtian, there was a bundle of spiritual herbs. The horse seemed to be very fond of him, and it never raised its head. Looking at the horse, Li Feng was also furious. He threw the saber in his hand at the horse. Bang! The saber was sent flying, and an axe appeared in Yi Fan's hand. Seeing his attack being obstructed, Li Feng was furious. Then, he charged towards Shao Changtian aggressively. Squeak, squeak, squeak. At the same time, a voice slowly sounded in the air. Halfway there, Li Feng saw a little monkey running out of nowhere on Shao Changshan's shoulder. As soon as the divine monkey came out, it jumped in front of Yi Fan. Where did this come from? Seeing the divine monkey, Li Feng was just about to shout at him when his body trembled. F***ck, how was this a little monkey? This was clearly a divine monkey. A divine monkey emitting golden light slowly stood up. The divine monkey held its long rod and was about to hit Li Feng with it. Senior, don't. At this moment, Li Feng also sat on the ground and covered his face with his hands. After a while, after Li Feng confirmed that he was not injured, he slowly let go of his arm that was covering his face. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was staring at him with the divine monkey in his arms. At this moment, Li Feng quickly hugged Xiao Changshan's thigh. "Senior, I was blind just now and didn't see you. Please forgive me." Woo. Xiao Changtian saw Li Feng's action and was a little stunned. Wasn't this rich kid quite arrogant just now? Why are you hugging your thighs and crying here? Hey, your tears are falling on my pants. At this moment, Xiao Changtian said to Li Feng in disdain. Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, Li Feng quickly let go of his pants and said slowly, "Senior, I'm sorry. I'll help you wipe it off." While speaking, Li Feng also used his sleeve to wipe Xiao Changshan's pants. At the same time, his eyes were also staring at the divine monkey from time to time. She was afraid that he would show his might and kill her here with a stick. It wasn't easy for him to hear that his grandfather was coming back. If he died here, wouldn't it be too much of a loss? Xiao Changtian saw Li Feng staring at the divine monkey and understood something. Could it be that this kid was afraid of monkeys? You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.